To introduce you to a very special guest who's going to look after proceedings for tonight. So I think Cathal is going to roll a bit of a theme tune to get us going. And if we can all, I suppose, raise the roof for Mr. Marty Morrissey.
Thank you. A very good evening. Welcome to Wexford. Welcome to the home of hurling. Are Wexford going to win the All-Ireland? Could you be a bit more enthusiastic and believe in it? Anyway, very good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is my first time, first of all in this hotel, but also the first time being the host for the Wexford Rose of Tralee. And I consider this a most wonderful honour. So I'm absolutely delighted to be with you tonight. So I hope you're going to enjoy. We have 15 beautiful roses for you to meet. I know you're going to enjoy each and every one of them. I met them for the last little while, and they're all have so much to offer and so much to give. And I know you're going to enjoy the whole evening. We also have some very special guests all coming to you tonight here in the hotel, and I've no doubt that you'll enjoy meeting them as well. So the main thing is that you get into the mood for the Rose of Tralee Wexford final. So I want a big cheer for all the roses. Hip hip! That is pathetic. Like you're taking on not alone the other 31 counties, but all of Ireland and all of the world. So let's try this again. 3 cheers for all the roses of Wexford. Hip hip! Hip hip! Hip hip! Now I want you to maintain that standard over the next hour or so. No shrinking or shirking for everybody. Because for the girls, of course, this is a huge night, and they're all a little bit nervous and a little bit excited, as we all are. And we're going to enjoy meeting them. So, are you ready to meet the roses? Well, let's begin. Let's bring them in. The 15. We start with the first rose of the evening. It's Sophia Connolly, and our sponsor is Colour Her Way. For Rosebud Designer. You're welcome, Sophia. Coming up next, it's Kaylee Wheeler, sponsored by John Summers Construction. Our third rose is Sarah Aspel, sponsored by Super Value Ross Lair.
Sorry.
Our fourth rose is Ingrid Butler from Lauren Malone Academy. Our fifth rose is Orla Cullen, sponsored by Kevin Doyle Building Contractors.
Wait a minute. Fill my cup, put some liquor in it. Take a sip, sign the check. Fully out, get the stretch. Right to Harlem, Hollywood, Jackson, Mississippi.
Our sixth rose is Ulrika John, sponsored by New Look.
Call the police on your fireman, too high. Make a dragon wanna retire, man, too high. Like say my name, you know who I am, I'm too high.
Well done. Our seventh rose is Amy sponsored by Boland's here in the county of Wexford. Our 10th rose is Isabel Whitmore, sponsored by Slaney Health and Beauty. We actually have two Isabels coming to the stage here. Isabel, there's a step in all, Isabel. It's fantastic. Our 11th rose is Saoirse McCarthy, sponsored by Harold the Shoe Shop.
Don't believe me, just watch. Don't believe me, just watch. Don't believe me, just watch. Don't believe me, just watch.
Our 12th rose is Joy Quigley from Predator Fitness. Welcome, Joy. Our 13th rose is Maria Lambert, sponsored by Signacare Nursing Home. Our 14th rose is Rebecca O'Leary, sponsored by Tommy Williamson Landscaping Supplies. And our 15th rose is Hayley Crosby from Wexford Spirits. Wexford Spirits, I think it is.
I'm one of the greatest, ain't no debating on it. I'm still levitated, I'm heavily medicated. Ironic, I gave them love and they end up hating on it.
Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for our 15 roses tonight. Now that you've met the roses, before we give a chance to take your photographs, would you like to meet the judges? Yes, you would. Will you please welcome Karen McGillicuddy, the 2009 Kerry Rose, ladies and gentlemen. Our next judge is Senator Malcolm Byrne. And our third and final judge and our chairperson is Orla Tobin, the Rose of Tralee 2003. Welcome, judges. We're delighted to have you here with us, and we look forward to having a chat with you later. Now, ladies and gentlemen, very special moment here, because I want to introduce the Wexford Rose. I'd like you all to be upstanding for Wexford Rose 2019. Will you please welcome Emma Byrne? Please welcome to the stage the 2019 Rose of Tralee, Sinead Flanagan. I'm going to give you a few moments because this is a historic night, a unique night, and I think you will agree with me as I stand here, privileged to have the microphone. Isn't it just fantastic to be all together again? I think it's just wonderful. So I'm going to give you a moment here to take photographs of the all the roses that we have, including our 2019 Wexford Rose and our 2019 Rose of Tralee. So ladies and gentlemen, feel free to come forward a little bit and take your photographs. Make your way back to your seats. Thank you very much indeed. We can continue on making the photographs. Well done. Thank you, Emma. Thank you, Sinead. Lovely to meet you. Lovely to see you. And we have some lovely rosebuds here. Hello. What's your name?
Hannah.
Hannah. Where are you from?
Down in Horsewood.
Horsewood. And who are you here with tonight? Who's your rose?
Haley Crosby.
And you're dressed in red. What's your name?
Lucy Phelan.
Lucy, and who are you here with? Who are you with the rosebud for?
Rebecca O'Leary.
Rebecca O'Leary. That sounds like you're really mad about Rebecca.
Yeah.
Yeah, I figured that. What's your name?
Kayla Lambert.
You're okay.
Kayla Lambert. Oh, and what's Kayla to Maria Lambert?
Niece.
Niece. Oh, you're here with your aunt. Oh, wow. Great fan there. What's your name?
Ellie Mercy.
Oh, well, we're related, obviously. I didn't know that. And who are you the rosebud for? Joy.
Joy.
Thanks be to God, we got that one over the line. Hello, oh, dare I say, very dashing. What's your name?
Donica.
And who are you the rosebud for tonight?
Saoirse Carthig.
Saoirse Carthig. And what's Saoirse to you?
Special.
Special. Quote of the day and the night. And what's your name?
Isabel Cunningham.
You're Isabel Cunningham, and I know that you're a cousin of Isabel, aren't you? Isabel Whitmore. Yeah. And you love Isabel, don't you?
Yeah, she's my big cousin.
She's a big...
Isabel.
Why, and you love her, don't you? Because you told me that earlier. Yourself and your cousin Isabel are great pals.
Yeah, I love her.
I knew I'd get that out of her eventually. And may I say, I love your maroon kind of reddish tie. What's your name?
Robert.
Robert. And who are you the rosebud for tonight?
Alien.
Very nice. And are you related to Aileen or just friends?
Just friends.
Just friends. Okay, well, that's fine. That's perfect. And what's your name?
Emily.
Emily. And who are you with, Emily? Who's your rose?
Cyan.
Cheyenne. Oh, very good. And you're great friends, I believe.
Yeah.
I thought that too. Right, we move on. What's your name?
Orla.
Orla. And who are you representing tonight as the rosebud?
Amy Howard.
Amy Howard. Very good. Amy, I think Amy works in this hotel, doesn't she?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Oh, hello. How are you? You're beautiful. What's your name?
Afric.
Afric. Excuse me, Afric. And Afric, how old are you?
I'm 7.
tonight?
It's toys.
You are just stunning. You're beautiful. What about, who's your rose?
Indy, Ricky.
Yeah. Glad to know you're here for somebody anyway, that's for sure. Beautiful. What's your name?
Jessica.
Jessica. And who are you with here tonight? Who's your rose? Who's your rose?
Orla.
Okay. And are you related? Cousins? Friends?
Friends.
Friends. Excellent. And what's your name?
Susanna.
Hello, Susanna. That's a lovely name. And Susanna, who are you with? Who's your rose tonight?
Ingrid Butler.
Did you bring the whole family with you? Are they all your family, Suzanne? I think they are. Yeah, I think they are. And who is this?
Vanessa.
Vanessa. That's a lovely name, Vanessa. And who's your rose tonight?
Sarah.
Sarah. Good. Vanessa. Lady in red, Krista Borg. Tell me, what's your name?
Railton Burke.
Sorry?
Railton Burke.
Railteen Burke. That's a lovely name. Railteen Burke. And who's your rose tonight?
Kaylee Whelan.
And are you cousins or friends, or what's the relationship?
Friends.
Friends. Excellent. I love it. And last but not least, how are you?
Good.
Good. And what's your name?
Sarah Cunningham.
Sarah Cunningham. Excuse me. And who are you with the rosebud for tonight?
Sophia.
Sophia. And are you great friends with Sophia?
Yes.
Are you cousins or anything like that?
No.
No. But you're happy to be friends?
Yes.
So she gets your vote tonight?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. We have it sussed. Ladies and gentlemen, give a big round of applause to all our rosebuds. I'll get out of the way. And to all our roses. Fantastic. So, ladies and gentlemen, ladies, roses, can I ask you to take your seats back down on stage? I'll get out of the way here. And thank you very, very much indeed. They're just fantastic. And it's great to have them here. Now, I want to give a very special welcome, because we're very privileged tonight to have the Chief Executive of the Rose of Tralee with us. And I know he's going to speak to us later on. And his beautiful wife, Una. We're delighted to have you here. You give a big round of applause to the Chief Executive. Now, I'm full of paper. Let me get rid of it. For a moment. Now. Ladies and gentlemen, we can't do the Rose of Tralee in Wexford without having a wonderful keyboard player. And to be honest with you, there's nobody else available tonight. But we're stuck with our man, who happens to be a great friend of mine. Will you welcome, please, Ollie Hennessy? Okay, are you ready to meet the roses? Okay. Our first rose is 21 years of age. She is Colour Her Way is her sponsor. I have it here. Studying a business degree in WIT, and certainly I think you'll enjoy her company. Will you welcome, please, Sophia Connolly? I'm happy out anyway, I don't know about you. What, Sophia?
It was better than one.
Absolutely, 100%. Now that I've kissed Sophia, I have to ask you a couple of questions. Tell me all about Sophia.
So I'm 21, I'm living in Wexford, and I currently, I'm working in water technology, which is kind of like a pharmaceutical company. We basically supply them with everything they need, and I'm also studying a business degree through them as well right now. Yeah,
So you're a product support operator.
yeah.
See, I did a bit of research on you. So what does that mean?
I basically deal with all the issues, all the problems. I'm your lady for the department that I work in. Yeah, so I deal with what I would do out a plan for everyone, what they will do day to day. We work on targets, so making sure that the targets are hit to keep everyone happy.
Right.
And then dealing with all the problems and just making sure everyone is, has everything they need to work as well and be happy.
So is it 9 to 5, or do you have to do shift work, or what's the...
Shift work, yeah. So on days I would do 7:30 to 3:30, and then evenings 4 to 12. We're actually looking into a 4-day week pretty soon now, so we'll be going on the longer shifts and having a Friday off as well, Saturday and Sunday. So
Okay.
that'll be lovely.
I'm available on Friday nights, actually, to be honest with you. Just mentioning it, like.
Keep it
Look, let's get the question out of the way. Do you have a boyfriend, Sophia?
I do have a boyfriend.
Right. When are you giving him the P45? Because we love each other, don't we, Sophia?
We do, actually.
We do, absolutely. So what's this ex-boyfriend's name by any chance?
Connor is his name.
Connor.
Yeah.
Right, okay. Is Connor here? Hiya, Connor. Connor, could you stand up for a moment? Oh, he's a bit tall, I think, Sophia.
Do you think, Connor?
Yeah. Hiya, Connor. Nice to meet you, Connor. I think that is the song that says, bye-bye, Connor. Anyway, Sophia, how long have you been hanging out with your man?
About a year and a half. So,
Year and a half?
Yeah, there's time for you, Margie. There's time.
I read it in the tea leaves, I see it, no problem. Now, I believe you love, is it dried mango?
Yeah, dried mango. Best snack. If anyone's interested in trying a new snack, dried mango, Forest Feast is the one. Yeah.
Really?
Brilliant.
That's a new one on me now, I
Yeah,
have to tell you.
fantastic. Yeah.
Okay, well, if I have to go out and buy you a load of dried mango, I will, no problem. What else do you like doing? Are you a person into yoga and meditation?
Yeah, I like yoga, meditation, camogie. Very interesting. I was big into music as well, theatre. Used to be a lot of musicals and everything, during school and in the choirs and all that kind of stuff. So yeah.
Let me go back now to camogie, because this is my passion as well. Who do you play camogie with?
In Marntown.
Okay,
Yeah.
oh, great club.
Dear friend Tom Dempsey.
Yes?
Yeah.
Yes. So how are you doing, or have you started yet?
We started back now. I have a match tomorrow actually.
Have you?
Yeah, against, would you know the St. Martin's?
In Piercestown?
Yeah.
Yes, I do indeed.
They're 7 o'clock tomorrow. So.
Yeah. Anybody wants to meet Sophia and myself, we'll be at the camogie match tomorrow. Actually, I don't have a game tomorrow, so I can go to it.
You can do the commentary.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Sophia has the ball. Sophia passes it over the goalkeeper's head. Sophia has scored! Now, the one thing we do have in common is that you don't like cheese.
No, I can't touch it in the wrapper. Petrified cheese.
Are you? Where did that come from?
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either. I hate cheese as well.
Especially being from Wexford is big on, Wexford creamery, cheese.
Yeah. Yeah, you don't like it?
No, I can't touch it in the wrapper, actually.
Right, how about cycling?
No. I would do any other activity, jump out of a plane, I'll jump off a cliff, or cycling.
But you won't get on a bike?
No, I just don't
It's a
know.
lot safer than jumping out of a plane now, I have to tell you.
In for the thrill, Marty.
In for the thrill.
In for the thrill.
I love Sophia, I really do. Tell me about Rose. Why the Rose?
Why not the Rose?
Why would you like to be the Wexford Rose?
I think I would love to be the Wexford Rose because I feel I could bring compassion and I think I could bring strength and a bit of drive, and being a young lady who works full time and as well doing you can kind of go for what you want and believe in yourself kind of as well, you know, if you think you want to do something, go and do it. It doesn't matter what anybody else really thinks.
Absolutely. And I know that you'd like to travel. I think you mentioned to me about South Africa.
So I was due to go volunteering 2 years ago, but unfortunately due to COVID it was postponed. So that's something I'm still trying to get out there as soon as I can, and just have, you know, building the schools, and then as well working on a sanctuary, you know, with the animals as well. So
You're an animal lover, though, aren't
I
you?
am, yeah. Big into the horses and everything else.
Yeah.
You know, yourself.
Look, I have to say, Sophia, we could stay talking all night, but unfortunately,
could, Marty.
and we could talk about Connor occasionally as well. But in the meantime, I think you're going to sing me a song.
I am dedicated to you, Marty.
Thank you, Sophia. What are you going to sing?
I'm going to sing PA Zoo.
Ooh, I love this. Ladies and gentlemen, give a big warm round of applause. Sophia Connor. Oh, Sophia, you had me at hello. That's for sure. Wasn't that fantastic? Give a massive round of applause for our first rose of the evening, Sophia Connolly. Well, our second rose is 25 years of age. She's already got a degree in international psychology and sociology from UCC. Will you welcome, please, Kaylee Whelan. I never want to go back doing matches again in the Sunday game. Visiting smelly dress rooms when I can kiss Kaylee.
How bad?
Oh, no, it's all good. Tell me all about Kaylee Whelan. I know you've done a degree in international psychology and sociology. What else have you been doing?
Well, since I graduated, I've been working in social care the last year and a half. So I've been working in mental health, which was amazing. And the plan is now to go back to UCC in September and do my master's in criminology. So.
In criminology?
Yeah.
I can hardly spell that word, never mind trying to study it.
It's a tough one,
So why would you do a master's in criminology? Explain that.
I suppose since I was young, really, I've always had an interest in, kind of like the crime and the guards and all the stuff that comes with that. So since working in mental health the last year and a half, I really got a feel for working in domestic violence with family and children. So that would be the goal, is to complete the masters and hopefully work in that area.
And how do you find that? I mean, for yourself, is that difficult, or is it something you feel you can do something very positive about?
Absolutely, like it is. It's a difficult for anyone to work in that kind of work, but it's something definitely that I feel strongly about, and you can bring so much positivity to people. And I feel I've a lot to give. Really, I make a difference on people's lives. Really.
Good on you.
That would be the plan.
So talk to me about mom and dad. Where are they from?
My mom is from Kerry, she's from Ballybunion, and my dad is from Wexford, so he's from Campile. Campile.
Good part of the country.
Absolutely.
So they're the wild Whelans there with the big banner.
You said it now, the wild Whelans. They're all over there.
I saw them coming in and I said, I bet you went in there from Campile now.
Yeah. You couldn't miss them.
You couldn't miss them. No. And your dad, is it your dad that does a lot of pantomimes?
Yeah. So he was involved in pantomimes for years in Campile and produced many of them. And when we moved to Kerry, he then produced 2 in Listowel in Kerry. So he's mad into them.
When you say move to Kerry, you're not living in Kerry at the moment, are you?
Living in Kerry since I was 17.
Oh.
Yeah.
What part of Kerry?
Listowel. The races.
What's it like living in Kerry, and do you miss Wexford? Please answer correctly. Let me give you a hint here.
Make me nervous now, Martin. No, Kerry's beautiful. It has all the natural scenery and everybody goes down to, but you'll always be Wexford. You'll always miss your home county at the end of the day, so have to get up at least 2-3 times a year to see everyone and come back.
So, Wexford Rose of Tralee, to be involved. How did that come about?
How did it come? Well, I think it's an amazing opportunity, and I think every girl, when they're growing up, looks at the Wexford Rose, or the Rose of Tralee, not just the Wexford Roses, and thinks like, wow. And there's a little story behind it. When I was younger, this lady used to mind me from when I was about 2 up until I was about 8, and every year we would watch the Rose of Tralee. Now she was in her 70s at the time. We would watch the Rose of Tralee together, and she always said, you'll be a Wexford Rose someday, you'll be a Wexford Rose someday. It was our thing every year. And I always made sure now, I would visit her at least 2-3 times a year, and to this day she'd still say to me, you're going to be a Wexford Rose someday. So I was like, you know what, I'm gonna chance it this year, and I'm gonna go for it, and see what happens.
Absolutely. Well, we're delighted to have you here. I'm sure she'll be very proud of you as well that you're here at all. Tell me about your likes. What do you like doing?
What do I like doing? I like doing a lot of things. It's a tough one to pinpoint, really, isn't it? Walking, shopping, social interactions. I think I'm just a girl that absolutely loves life, just loves being with everyone, doing things, being out, that kind of thing,
And what about your dislikes? What really annoys you?
My dislikes. I hate when people sneeze on me. It's just I hate when people sneeze on me.
And do they not turn their back around,
Yeah, you don't think you're right up to someone and they just sneeze, and it's like, please.
Yeah.
No, just when it gets on you, no, absolutely hate it. I've always had an ick, we'll call it for that, so.
Right. I won't be sneezing tonight, so. Who would inspire you? Who would you like to meet?
Demi Lovato.
And why Demi?
Demi Lovato, I think, because I would feel so strongly about body positivity and body shaming, and even the bullying that goes on social media and stuff, and for such an amazing celebrity like Demi that's been through so much, She's put out so much about women, you know, not to be ashamed, like to, you know, if you have stretch marks, embrace them. If you have, you know, if you put on weight, it doesn't matter. And she has really, really, you know, said so much about it, and just be yourself, and I really admire her for, you know, putting women, making them feel good about themselves no matter what way you look.
That's a
I
true
really
thing.
admire her, yeah.
Positive thinking.
Yeah, absolutely.
When you were a wee girl, before you moved on to Kerry, did you get involved in theatre, musical, dancing?
Well, I would have done pantomimes all the time, but my dad dragged me into them, but I would have done Irish dancing as well for a couple of years, so.
So what are you going to do tonight for us, perchance?
I'm going to attempt an Irish dance. I haven't done it for years and years, but I would like to challenge the escorts to a dance with me. A bit of Irish dancing if they do it.
Have we escorts that are willing to take on the challenge, yes? Jeez, there's a couple of lads coming forward. Fair play to you. Right, Katie? We would change your shoes. Once upon a time that was my job, it's not now obviously. Your man will do anything to get involved. Look, he's not even doing it right, for God Almighty's sake. I know. And the two escorts, who have we got? What's your names? What's your name?
Shane.
Shane. And Kieran. Can you dance?
No.
Have you any step at all? Steps. You don't do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I wouldn't rain at your parade. Right, we're ready. I've taught the boys how to dance. They're ready for action. They look like the most unlikely dancers in the whole world. They were mine in Wexford. But we're going to get there. Where are you from, lads, by the way?
I'm from Kennyland.
He's from Kilkenny, ladies and gentlemen. Galway! What are you doing? Hold on, wait a second. What are you doing here? You're living, hold on now, I'm just afraid that man out here. You're living in Dublin, and you're from Galway. And how did you end up with an escort to Wexford Rose?
Last nicely.
You were asked nicely. And how did you end up?
Yeah, same. I was asked.
You were asked. You're two really nice lads. Right, ladies and gentlemen. It's over to you, Kaylee, and God help you with these two.
God help me.
Ladies, put your hands together for Kaylee Whelan.
If you just follow right, it's not that hard. You bang your foot and back. And just keep repeating that. Bang and back, and you won't go wrong. Yeah?
Neither Galway nor Kilkenny will win the All-Ireland this year. If that's the best you can do, lads. But, hello, Wexford.
Well done, lads, well done.
Well, now, if they were Dancing in the Stars, your man who gave me 2 would give 0-0. No, they're great. Thanks very much, lads. You're good sports. Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, Kaylee Whelan. Your man forgot to take her down the steps, but don't worry about it. He can't dance, he can't remember his lines. I had nothing to do with him, Kaylee, to be honest. No, she's a goal, for God's sake. Anyway, moving on. Our third rose tonight, ladies and gentlemen, is from Newborn, I think it's, she's 25 years of age. Will you welcome, please, Sarah Aspel. Best gig in Ireland, actually, I have to tell you. I've never had so many kisses. Thank you, Sarah. Although I think I was doing Aspel. I love the name Aspel. It's not like, you know, it's not normal. It's unique, I would have thought.
Yes, it is unique. So I'm from Newborn, and I grew up on a busy dairy farm, so we're always kept busy at home. I'm a primary school teacher, so I'm down in Colorado, some of the girls down there. I teach 5th class, so...
5th class?
5th class, yes, so they're 11, and they're great crack. And they found out I was coming here tonight, they all wanted to get on a bus to come up to support me.
All 3 of them? How many of them are there?
No, they're the teachers, but the kids wanted to.
Oh, the kids wanted to, sorry, I got it now, sorry. So how many students do you have? How many staff do you have?
So I have 32 students in my class.
Wow,
and
that's a big class.
40 staff in the school.
Oh, it's a big school.
It is a big school.
So what do you enjoy most about teaching?
I suppose I love the crack with the students and making a difference, of course. The students, it's great to see the students excel and to help them to reach their potential and to promote their uniqueness and to show them that they can achieve what they want to.
And you're not sitting in your laurels because you're studying as well, aren't you?
I am. Well, I just submitted my final dissertation there yesterday evening. So
well
hopefully,
done.
fingers crossed, I'll be graduating in October from Leadership and Management in Education.
Sounds serious. So how many thousand words do you have to do for your thesis?
So it was 12 to 15,000. I planned on 12,001 words, but we got about 13,000.
Wow, oh, well done. Yeah, no bother to you, Sarah, you'll fly through it. Now talk to me about, is there a boyfriend around?
There is. John.
John. Where's John?
Down there at the back.
Hi, John. Just stand up there, John. He's tall as well. I think you can keep him.
I think so.
He was an escort. You were an escort what year?
2018.
2018. In Tralee or here? In Tralee. Good man. Did you enjoy it? Loved it. So you're looking for the gig again, obviously. I know what he's after. A weekend away or a week away would be in Tralee. That's what he's after.
Absolutely.
Anyway, thank you. So talk to me a little bit about yourself, because I know you're a teacher, but you were brought up in a farm, weren't you?
I was brought up on a busy dairy farm, so we're always get busy, and John is actually, he's a teacher and a farmer. So when I go up there on the weekends, he'd have me out on the tractor. So he thought it was a vital skill for me to learn, this tractor driving, which comes
John thought of the application form that you needed for himself, not for the rest of the day, that you needed to know how to drive a tractor. That's what you're saying?
Oh no, just in general.
Oh, in general?
In general, yes.
And are you good at driving tractors?
Don't know now, there's no scrapes in the tractor just yet, but managed to squeeze through a few gaps.
But what about if you have a trailer in the back? That's kind of difficult.
That'll come either way.
Right.
It'll either come or it won't, but I'll be going through that gap.
You're determined, obviously.
Yeah.
So what did you do, growing up, before John asked you to apply for the tractor driving? Growing up as a wee girl in County Wexford, what were you involved in?
Well, I started Irish dancing at a very young age. So I travelled all around Ireland and even went to America, Irish dancing.
Really? Oh.
Yes, I went to San Francisco with my 2 sisters. And I really, really enjoyed that. And then in secondary school, I took up the piano. Yes, I learned to play the piano and a little bit of violin, didn't go too far with that.
So there's music in the family?
A little bit of music, yes. There's 2 of my sisters who play traditional music.
Very good. Excellent. The three of you play, do you?
Well, we used to play, yes.
Right.
Traditional play, music, yeah.
Excellent. When you were in school, somebody told me you won Gashka Awards.
Yes, so as part of our TY, we took part in the Bronze Gashka Award, and then in fifth year I chose to do the Silver Gashka Award as well. So that involved learning a new activity, doing community service, and going on like a big active walk or hike.
Sounds interesting. Of the people that you would look at in the world now, who would inspire you? Who would you like to meet?
Well, I would have said Katie Taylor after her big win, but I actually met Katie Taylor once briefly. But I think I'd say President Zelensky, just because in this current pandemic, his country they're in the middle of a war as well, and President Zelensky chose to stand with his country. He's very courageous, and I just think he's an inspirational person for the world.
Absolutely. Are you glued to the television like what I am at night time when you see what's happening in Ukraine and saddened and heartbroken by it all, that this should be happening?
Absolutely, and I actually have 2 Ukrainian students in my class as well, so obviously it's really hard for them. Yeah.
It is very hard. On a happier note, apart from Irish dancing, are you learning to do any other kind of dance?
I am. I recently took up Irish country dancing, so jiving. So I did jiving on a Tuesday night in Aldgate. So it's great crack, especially for the weddings. Even if you don't know what you're doing, you look like you know.
You look like you're doing it.
Yeah, absolutely.
And the vital question is, can John jive?
Questionable, yes.
In other words, he can't.
John actually got me into the jiving. Yes.
Yeah, you have to. Jiving is a great dance. I love it myself. You're not going to jive for me now, are you?
I'm not. No. Unfortunately, just with the dress.
I know the dress. Yeah, I don't blame you. Well, I think you're absolutely brilliant, and I think you should get a warm round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Sarah Ashdown. Our next Rose is 27 years of age. She's a qualified makeup artist, and what I like about her as well, she does spray tans. So Ingrid and myself are great buddies, I can tell you. Ladies and gentlemen, will you welcome please Ingrid Butler. Tell me all about Ingrid Butler. What part of Wexford are you from?
Wexford Town.
Wexford Town?
Yeah, Wexford Town.
And in terms of, was it always that, I suppose, the glamour world of makeup and tans, was that all part of your inspiration?
Not really. I actually went to WIT and I done a marketing degree. And then it was during the pandemic but actually before the pandemic I decided to just do the makeup course on the side with Lauren's over there. Did makeup course with Lauren, and then we had the pandemic hit, so I just went home practicing and messing around. It was just a bit of entertainment for myself, I suppose. But yeah, that's just one of the few things I like to do.
So what else have you been doing all your life? I mean, what did you do before all of that?
So yeah, after college I worked briefly with Bowden's for their garages doing marketing. I actually worked in Waters with Sophia. And now at the moment I'm working with Grown Alchemist. They're an Australian skincare brand, so it's kind of back to the beauty side of things, but I'm doing kind of admin and marketing with them, so I've kind of got the best of both worlds.
Were you always keen to be a Wexford Rose, to participate in this?
Well, I'm like one of the eldest, so I was like, if I don't do it now, I'll never do it. You know, I'm getting too old, but I've just always been told I'd chat a lot and that I'd be, you know, a great Rose because I talk a lot. But yeah, no, and it's been an unreal experience. Like, we've had such a good day, even though the feet are killing me all day long with the shoes. But it's been a really good day, and we went to Punchestown on Saturday, and we had a great day as well. And I was a matchmaker for some of the girls as well. I'll tell you about it later.
Really?
Yeah.
Who'd you match off? I didn't get that detail.
I can't maybe show them.
Ingrid, come on, bit of gossip.
She'll tell you on her own interview.
I believe you love going to the gym. It's part of your daily routine.
I did, but now at the moment I'm actually doing a level 9 masters and I'm working all day, so I find it kind of hard to fit it in. Now I could set the alarm earlier and get up, but like, it's not the easiest to do. But yes, I'm hoping to kind of get.
No need to be so honest, in fairness, but
I'm not going to pretend I'm a fitness fanatic. But yeah, no, I'll get back into it now, hopefully in the summer, and get back into things. So yeah.
No bother. Do you like music?
Love music. My mum loves music. My mum is a great one on the karaoke. We might get her up later. So yeah, no, I love music. Just since we were young, we've always kind of grown up with music, like from all different decades. So like I know 60s, 70s, and 80s, and I'm sometimes at a party and I'm like, how do I know this song? And I'm like, oh, ma'am, I can. But yeah, we've been going to concerts, I suppose, since we were really young. My first concert was Boyzone.
First concert was Boyzone. How old were you then?
About 3, I think.
3?
I vaguely remember it. And I know Westlife for the support act.
Really?
Yeah, so yeah, this is a while back. But yeah, and S7, JLS, all the good ones, you know.
Yeah. You know your music, obviously.
The embarrassing ones. I went to One Direction so many times as well.
You like One Direction?
Yeah. Do you not?
I love One Direction. Niall Horan?
Harry Styles.
There you go.
Yeah. I know Niall's Irish, I should be rooting for him, shouldn't I?
Yeah, he's from Mullingar. Nice lad.
Is he?
He is, yeah, I met him once. He said, do you know Ingrid?
Did he?
He said, Ingrid Butler.
Sure you did.
You were in the Miss Ireland, you made the semi-finals, was that right?
Yeah, before COVID, with the Miss Ireland. It was a bit different than this, it was a bit more kind of strutting your stuff, like, but I'm very tall, I'm 5'11", so it was more me tripping over my legs walking down the runway. But it was really good, it was actually really enjoyable, and it was a bit of a confidence boost.
Yeah.
So, and they actually told me, the judges were like, would you ever consider going to the Rose of Tralee? And I was like, do you not want me in your competition? I think it's because I didn't show up the whole time,
right.
You know, so.
Well, sure, I love listening to you. You're a wonderful conversationalist. And Ingrid, you raised money as well, didn't you?
Yeah, it was kind of back in 2019 as well, before COVID. I decided to do a concert for Marine Watch, and it's Good to Talk Counselling in Wexford. It was kind of the charity because in Wexford town, like, it's such a small town, but there's always so many tragedies. Not that my concert alone would, stop that, but it was, with fundraiser towards that. But then it also allowed me to kind of do marketing, I suppose. Like, so I picked the name, printed out the tickets, designed the tickets, went around collecting raffle prizes. It's actually how I met my boyfriend through my concert, because he seen me advertising or whatever, and he followed me on Instagram. That's what you do these days.
So that's where I'm going wrong.
Yeah.
It's all on Instagram.
Started talking to me, and that was grand. And then I was actually in town collecting all my hampers, from all the businesses, walking around, big sweat tash, running around on a summer day, and I see Sean waving at me. I'm like, "What's your man from Instagram?"
Yeah.
And then we just met up, and like that's 2.5 years ago, 3 years.
Really?
So yeah.
What's his name?
Sean Allen.
Sean Allen.
Yeah.
Oh, Sean, stand up there, Sean. He's a bit of a cool dude, I like him already.
He has a man.
With his white shirt clung to his muscular body. They say that about me all the time. Not. What part of Wexford is he from?
He's from Enniscorthy, well, Mona Gear's from Enniscorthy, It's weird because my dad's from Enniscorthy originally, and me and my sister both ended up going out with Enniscorthy lads, so it must be just a thing.
It must be, absolutely. Now, I know that you'd like to meet Adele, isn't it? Is it Adele? Did you say that to me?
Sorry?
Did you say you'd like to meet Adele?
Adele, oh yeah, she's hilarious. Like, she's hilarious, like her voice, and then she opens her mouth and you're just like... But I think we'd actually be fighting to talk over each other. She has that kind of personality, so, and it's nice to see someone doing so well, but being so down to earth.
Yes,
actually it makes a big difference.
I would say people love you as a friend. I'd say my impression is you'd be very loyal.
I hope so. My friends are over there.
All three.
They're the more ones.
They're the good ones.
Oh yeah, and there's my sponsor, they're my friends as well. So, but no, yeah, it would be a good friend.
I would gather that, yes, I could see that quality. Oh, are you going to sing, dance? What are you going to do?
No, I actually want 2 escorts, if anyone would volunteer.
We will learn from Galway and learn from Kilkenny.
Me and Marty are actually going to do a red lip to match mine. So I'm going to do a red lip. So you're going to do one of the escorts and I'm going to do the other.
I'm going to do what, sorry?
Red lip.
Red lip on him?
Yeah. Which one do you want? Which one do you want to do?
I'm not really fussy with the 2 boys, I have to admit.
Yeah, so we're going to do a red lip. Something simple. Dad, I'm really sorry, but I'm going to get Marty Morrissey to sign your card for you. And I know how much you love him.
Now, what?
You got a card, he loves you.
Oh! Where's your dad? Over here, Dad. Come up here and say hello to me. Oh, Dad. Okay, I'm going down to you, so how are you? Did I squeeze in there? I only know you as Dad now, but what's your own name? John. How are you, John? Nice to meet you. And you got my Christmas card. So I'm going to sign this. Hi, John. I'm talking with you. How are you? To Dad. Lots of love. I'm going to sign this. Much love, John. This is unusual in an 8-rose Tralee competition. Yeah. Lovely meeting you. Did Ingrid do great up on the stage?
Very good, yeah.
You must be very proud of her.
Absolutely, yeah. Very, very good.
Are you, Bob? Oh, hello, how are you? Where did she get the talking ability from? Is it from your side or John?
Kind of would be a little bit talking.
John is the strong, silent type. He's the quiet man. Anyway, you're lovely and nice meeting you. Okay, I'll go back up here again. Hello, loser. You're going down, buddy.
You need to hold this for me, okay? I'm going to have to go back and forth.
Are you serious about this? You are?
Yeah.
Okay.
This is yours.
This is mine.
This is yours. Sorry, my back's to everyone. This is
mine as
yours.
well?
Yeah.
What am I going to do with this?
So, you want to come watch me first?
I'll watch you first.
Okay. Right.
You're the Galway man.
What do you think of red lip? Is that okay? Right, okay. So,
keep your mouth closed would be my advice.
So you just...
Well, explain to me now, Ingrid, exactly what you're doing.
So you just go right along the outline of the lip, make sure you get it perfect.
Yeah.
My hands are shaking, so it's not perfect. But anyway, you go with it darker around the lip, just to kind of emphasize it a bit more.
Right.
So then...
Did anybody ever tell you have gorgeous lips?
Then the Cupid's bow, you do a little X, kind of emphasize it, go down the other side, oh my god, making a mess of this.
You do realise when this is sent to Galway, you'll be mortified for the rest of your days.
Now, I actually need to get some of this, sorry, didn't think this through.
What's your name again?
No.
Here. Right here.
Now this is the finishing touches.
Right.
Oh, we actually kind of look like now.
They'll all want to kiss you now, Kieran.
We're all going to give you a kiss on the cheek now, Marty.
What?
We're all going to give you a kiss on the cheek.
He ain't kissing me now.
Now you have to go, mwah.
Mwah.
Now it's your turn.
My turn. How you doing? Just tell me you love Claire and you love Martin, right?
Well, it won't make you do it any better anyway.
What's your name again?
Shane.
Shane, hi Shane. Okay, what do I do now?
Ready? So you need to hold that pencil.
Right.
So you're going around the natural line of his lip. You can overdraw him if you want him to be like big and voluptuous.
Your lip is shaking. Hold on. I have never ever done anything so. Yeah. You're looking well, kid.
And now the top lip.
Can you do the top as well?
Yeah.
Could you close your mouth then over 1 second? Thank you. Right, hold on now, we get this. Yeah.
Oh, you're doing a great job, Marty.
Yeah. That's over here. Yeah. M-A-R-T-Y. Sorry, I just got that right there. You want to do?
You have to fill it in. So use this little brush
Okay, hold on now.
and then fill it in. In between the lines there, Marty.
This is great. What have we never do this for any lads before, but I'm enjoying it.
Lauren's going to give you a job now, teaching one of her courses.
Oh, here you go. This next here.
And now you got to go, mwah. And he's going to give Marty a kiss on the cheek.
So much, Shane, you're a good sport. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, Shane and Kieran. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Ingrid Butler. One thing I'm not doing tonight is having a drink with those two boys. As I said, they'll get their own back to me. Right. We move on to our fifth rose of the evening. She's from Dano, I think in Wexford. She's 25 years of age. She was born in England. Will you welcome, please, Orla Cullen. Orla Cullen. Talk to me about Orla Cullen.
Well, I'm a Wexford girl, born in London, living in Wales, so I'm a bit of a mixed bag today, aren't I?
You are a bit of a mixed bag, yes. So how long have you been in Wales?
3 years on and off with COVID, so yeah. With COVID, kind of came back for Paddy's weekend and sure luck. Hard to leave Wexford in a lockdown now, isn't it?
Very hard to leave Wexford. I'd love to be in Wexford for a lockdown if I was to be honest. Anyway, talk to me about what you do, because I find your job fascinating in the world that I'm in.
Yeah, so I'm a sports physiotherapist, so I'm working with Cardiff City Football Club, and then I do a bit of work with Cardiff University's first team, their rugby team, and with the Football Association of Wales as well.
Come back now, first of all, how does a woman from Wexford become the physiotherapist for Cardiff City Football Club? And if my memory serves me right, Mick McCarthy was there a while ago, was he not?
I know, he left before I got there, so I can't even use the Irish connection, no.
Right, okay.
Yeah, so I did a placement with them back in October in my final year, and they liked me, I guess, and kept me on. So what can I say, when you put that Irish accent out to footballers, you can't argue with that, you know?
But that's quite an achievement to get a gig with Cardiff City, with a top club.
Yeah, and to be fair, I've been every pitch side now in England. I've seen Chelsea, I've seen Liverpool, Man United. The rest of England, not at all, but yeah, I've seen every pitch side. Yeah.
So what's that like? I mean, what's it like to be involved at that level?
Oh, it's another world. It's another world. Just seeing the training, the commitments, the lifestyle, it's so different, and the boys all work so hard. Yeah, it's just because we just don't have it here. It's mental, and even so many physios over there are Irish, because you kind of go over there, you kind of make your name, come back here, maybe get into rugby, maybe a bit of GA, you know yourself.
When you look at the GA players, as you put it there, and the amount of effort they put in, is there a substantial difference between that and the professional soccer players, for instance, in Cardiff City?
I think the GA players work just as hard, but they just don't get as much behind it. Like for the footballers, they're in every single day, a couple of hours a day, training. They get more facilities, whereas we just don't have it here. But I think the athlete's mentality across the board is the same, and it's something that you do, working with it, you do really learn to admire. So yeah.
So in terms of, you know, being a physiotherapist, what are the most common injuries? Or is there a difference between a professional soccer player, the injuries, and the rugby players and the GA players? Are they much the same?
It depends. I mean, sure, look, they all want their flipping hamstrings rubbed out, don't they? They all want a massage, either way, like.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think rugby, more shoulders, a lot of shoulders, and you get a lot of hamstrings. Yeah, it's a lot of leg injuries. So yeah.
That's where it was at. So did you always want to be a physiotherapist? What were you doing when you were growing up? I mean, was this the be all and end all?
No, I actually did a degree in Galway. I did law, French and journalism. Kind of realised halfway through it probably wasn't for me, but didn't really know what I wanted to do. But I'd always been into fitness, and I'd like worked as a lifeguard before. So yeah, I think coming from a sporting background, and then I used to swim myself, and then I had an injury. So I kind of realised that actually physio could be perfect for me, because it's such, when sport is your life and you're not able to do it, it's such a battle. So it's so important. You make such a big difference, and that's one thing I love. Like, you go in day out, you're with people who want to get better, and the difference in the achievement of it, I like it. So
do you miss home?
You would, yeah. Sure, look, it's hard to find people like the Irish.
Well, that is true. And in terms of socialising, I mean, the Welsh are great singers, of course. I mean, but I mean, obviously, being Irish, they probably took a draw to you immediately, did they?
Yeah, I mean, as long as you're not English in Wales, you're grand, do you know?
So the Irish are quite
well likeable, yeah, well likeable, and particularly an Irish-Welsh rugby game day, it's absolutely mental in Wales. Like, we take rugby seriously, they take it next level. So, they're good crack, the Welsh. I know, they're fun. They're good fun. Can sing, like, really well, surprisingly well. Can't complain. No, it's the best of both worlds. And to be fair, Wexford's only a little ferry trip over.
That's all. You're very near.
Yeah.
So, in terms of the roles of Tralee, how did you get involved? Is this something you always wanted to do?
I think for me, when I was younger, I had real issues with body image, and I have a history of an eating disorder. And I think what I loved about Rose Tralee is it's not about how you look at all. It is something literally just about you as a person, because there's so many things that make you great as a person. And even every single one of these girls, getting to know them over the few days, they're beautiful people inside and out, and we haven't even known each other that long. And I think that is something that if you go across, you don't see in other people. And I think it's such an Irish thing too. It's so about being Irish and being an Irish abroad. You really learn to appreciate the values of being an Irish person. So that's kind of why I wanted to do it, yeah.
So what would it mean if tonight you were crowned the Wexford Rose of Tralee and you were heading to Tralee in August?
Oh geez, we haven't thought that far ahead now. Just trying to survive the night.
Right, one day at a time.
It would be an absolute honour, but honestly, I'd be happy for anyone who got it here. Any one of these girls today deserves it, to be honest. And they represent all of us.
When you look around the world, who would inspire you?
I think for me, Simone Biles is a massive one. So obviously she's a massive gymnast. Partly just because I think she was so courageous at the Olympics. The biggest platform, the biggest competition for her to date, and to turn around and say, actually, this is not right for me, was huge. And particularly being a woman, being in sport, the demand, it takes a lot of guts, and especially because mental health, people are getting better at talking about it, but it's still quite a new topic that people are talking about. So for her to, on that platform, on that level, to come out that way, especially when the athlete's mentality, when I see it, you see it yourself probably firsthand, it's hard, it's a hard game, and sometimes I think people don't recognise that, so I just thought she was a true inspiration.
I'm listening to you here, Ron, and I'm really enjoying our chat, but I'm trying to say, I think you've got a bit of a Welsh accent.
Oh, for God's sake!
Do you think so, or am I just imagining it? I think the Wexford, you're losing the old Wexford accent, a small bit.
Do you know what? And you say it to them, and they're like, oh, you're so Irish, I love the accent, it's great. And I'm like, lads, I'm going to have nothing, no selling point when I go back over now.
So, Orla, are you going to sing, dance, recite? What are you going to do for us?
God, no, I'll be honest. I'm going to see if our lovely escorts will come up here again. Don't worry, lads, I'm not going to do lipstick on you. I'm going to do some plyo push-ups, which is basically some push-ups with some class in them. But I want to see what the strength of the boys is first, and we'll go from there.
I said they're sorry they ever came to Wexford at this stage. Right, Shane and Kieran. Orla, I'll get out of your way again. Well done, Orla. You just chill out there, lads. You know, I presume you're able to do this. The world is watching. Now we're right. Okay.
So basically, lads, how are your push-up strengths?
No.
What are you doing? Okay, so basically all I want you to try do is do a push-up. As you press up, do a clap in the middle, and come back down. Right, who wants to go first?
Would I not land on my face?
Would you like a demo?
Yeah. Hold the microphone there. Right, here we go. Whoa. 7.5. Well done, Orla. Go on, lads, that's very simple. Go for it.
So that's how it's done. Off you go.
Well done. Fair play to him. That's at least 5 for Darren. How about you, Shane? Or still the way around? That's for 5 for Shane. Oh. This fella has done it before.
Let's see you, Marty. Come on. No pressure. No pressure.
Thanks, lads. I think he won that competition. Orla, brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Well done, Orla Cullen. Thank you so much. I just came to see the Rose of Tralee. I'd go home battered and bruised. Anyway, next up is our 6th rose, and it is Ulrika Dunn. Sound system is getting excited here, right? Ulrika, you were the first Ulrika I've ever met. Honestly, never met a Ulrika. Jesus, Ollie, you weren't that bad. There's no need to go home yet. I'm not supposed to highlight that we're changing the keyboard, obviously, so just ignore that. Ulrika, talk to me a bit about Ulrika Dunn. Who is she? Where is she from?
I am from Timon in Wexford, a small little village, and I work in New Look, so I enjoy that, getting on clothes there.
So tell me about New Look. What do you do in New Look?
Bit of everything.
Right.
Just running around with clothes, putting them back on hangers, serving people, everything.
Everything?
Everything.
And do you like meeting people?
Sometimes.
Oh, we all have days like that, Ulrika,
yeah.
don't worry, yeah. So talk to me about the Dunn family.
Oh God. Well, there's 10 of us.
10? And where does Ulrika come in the family of 10?
I am the baby of the family.
Wow. So can you name, that brings you 9 brothers and sisters, right?
I have 4 brothers and 6 sisters.
4 brothers
5
and
sisters, so there's 6 including.
Okay, there you go,
Yeah.
name them off. 4 brothers, 6 sisters.
Seriously?
Yeah, go on.
Okay, so there's Melanie, which is down there.
Hello, Melanie.
There's Vivian, she's down there as well. There is Vanessa, Natalie, Nathan, Leroy, Tristram, Navarone, Dakota.
They're great names. They're absolutely beautiful names. Genuinely, they're very different.
Yeah,
There's no Michael or Marty.
Yeah.
There's no Marty there.
I was like, where'd you want to get your name from? I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, I must say I like Eureka. So tell me about, you do nails, am I right?
Yeah, sometimes I do nails, yeah.
Right. Is that difficult?
Yeah.
Is it?
For me, yeah. To sit down for that long, yeah.
Really?
That's the most difficult part.
Yeah. But then of course you have to, I presume, you have to converse and have a conversation and have a chat.
But it's grand, I do enjoy it, yeah.
Yeah. And in terms of the Rose of Tralee, how did you get roped in?
Well, I only applied a few days ago and they got this trivia and now I'm here, so I didn't even have time to even get nervous about it.
Sure, your mum's famous.
Like that, like it was just mad.
Yeah,
Mad.
it's great. It's lovely to have you here. Is there a fella around the place?
Yeah, there is.
Okay, well that's a load of information, right? Who is he?
He is Dale White. He's right
Dale
there.
White. Hello, Dale White. Hello, Dale. Give us a stand up, Dale. Come on. Oh, another cool dude. Wearing a Calvin Klein jumper. Oh, I like him. I like Dale. He's also taller than me, so you can have him here. It's grand. There's no problem. So what do you do socialising? What do you like to do when you're not working?
Shopping.
Shopping.
After work, I shop.
Do you?
Not in my own shop.
Not your own shop, right? Okay. So where would you go shopping?
River Island, Zara, anywhere at all.
Yeah. So fashion is big in your
Fashion is very big, yeah. Yeah, of course.
So did you watch The Rose of Tralee when you were a little girl growing up?
Yeah, I
And
did.
did you think one day you could be there?
Like years ago, I never really thought about it, but then every time I looked at it, I did enjoy it, but I was a big tomboy, so I never really thought me in a dress.
Yeah.
But then when I got older, I was like, yeah, definitely I would. So
I can't imagine you being a tomboy at all.
I know, everything's
I mean, obviously I didn't know you like this. It's just very different.
Oh, it's bad.
Yeah. And in terms of what else would you like to do? I mean, would you like to go modelling perhaps?
Oh yeah, definitely work with brands maybe someday in the future, yeah. So this would be a good thing for me now to go forward.
Go forward, yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So, the last couple of days since you entered, have you enjoyed the experience?
Oh yeah, definitely all the girls have been right cracked, like they're just mad, they're all mad.
I gather they're all mad, all right?
They're all mad.
Yeah, well, I hope that you continue to enjoy the experience, Ulrika, and thank you so much for being with us. Lovely to meet you. My very first Ulrika. Ladies and gentlemen, Ulrika Dunn. Thank you, Ulrika, because I forgot that. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear. Happy birthday to you. Congratulations and celebrations. When I tell everyone that you're in love with me. Congratulations. Now, it was Ulrika's birthday yesterday. So happy birthday, Ulrika. Well done, congratulations. And we're all heading to the nearest nightclub in Gorey afterwards tonight. All right? Oh, I could live in Wexford, there's no doubt about it. Anyway, congratulations, Ulrika. Okay, our seventh rose of the evening, ladies and gentlemen, is from Gorey, from the town itself. Will you welcome, please, Amy Howard. This hotel rather well, don't you, Amy?
Just a bit, yeah.
So tell us, what you do?
I am hotel receptionist.
Excellent. So you know all about the hotel?
Yes.
Okay. What's it like being a hotel receptionist?
Most of the time it's lovely.
Most of the time?
Yes.
So when, when somebody's a bit contrary, it can be difficult?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Well, let's dwell on the positives. All
Yes.
right. So tell me about Amy and growing up in Gorey. What was it like?
So I went to school in the Loretto, and then I done community school here in Gorey, and I moved to Muckridge. And then I went to college in Waterford to do office and business. And from there I went into insurance, and then ended up here. So
how long
very
have you been-
different.
Very different, yeah. So how long have you been a receptionist?
5 years.
And you love it? Obviously.
I do.
Okay. And that's shift work, isn't it?
It is shift work, yeah.
So what would be your earliest shift? What time would you have to start?
So 7 to 3:30 or 2:30 to 11 in the evenings.
And do you like the whole idea of shift work?
Yes.
Remember where we are, maybe, yes? Yeah. Would you prefer 9 to 5?
Yeah.
Yeah, and weekends off?
Weekends don't bother me.
Really?
Weekends in the hotel are actually fun because we have a lot of functions and a lot of weddings as well.
Right. And, are you a people person?
I think so.
Yeah. And in terms of, you know, I mean, in Gorey, sell Gorey to me.
Oh, Gorey is an amazing little town, especially during the COVID lockdowns. The hotel stayed open, we would do a lot of corporate business, but during the lockdown, we done the Meals on Wheels for people that were cocooning and people that didn't have family that, you know, could go. So like that, everyone in Gorey kind of rallies together. We are a great little community.
And what would it mean then to represent Gorey as the Wexford Rose?
Oh, it would be an absolute honour.
Yeah. I notice on your finger there is a ring.
Yes.
Tell me the story of the ring.
So this ring is very special. It was my great-granny's and it was given to me this week. It was meant to be given if I get married, but obviously just with the Rose of Tralee, my nanny decided she'd give it to me today. And it is 68 years old, so it is...
Give us a look. Oh!
So I have my...
So were you a little bit emotional when that happened?
Yeah. Even now, I'm like, oh. And I can see her, there's tears down there.
Where is she? Hello.
Don't cry.
Don't cry. People cry when they see me, so there's nothing new in this. What's your name? Carol. Do you mind if I say hello to Carol? Will you say hello to me, Carol? Hold on 1 second now, this is very nice. Now, Carol, I'm your new friend. Over here beside me for 1 second. And I go in beside you, will you come to me? I'll go in beside you. Hold on. Talk to me about this ring, and I know it was a lovely thing to do, but just tell me all about it.
My mother gave it to me before she died, and my dad had bought it for her when I was born, and I gave it to him this week.
So it's a lot, it's a real area, and you're so proud of her.
Of course, she's my only granddaughter. Yeah.
Don't cry anymore, just smile, because what you've done is fantastic. All the women in my life cry when they see me coming through the door. So don't you start. But she is beautiful and what you did is lovely, and I just wanted to highlight it. So thank you for having a chat with me.
She was very good to my mother. She was brilliant with her now, in fairness.
There was a strong love.
Fun there. Yeah.
Well done. Thank you for talking to me. Well done. Sorry, lads. Sorry, Amy. I just wanted to say hello to her. So, what has the last couple of days been like being part of this journey with Rose of Tralee?
Manic but exciting, yeah. And the hotel have been great.
Yeah, I know already that they're very proud of you, so it doesn't surprise me.
That's the rowdy corner down there.
In terms of, I suppose, the whole, you know, the Rose of Tralee itself, and going to Tralee and going to Kerry, I presume you watched it and you thought...
I did.
Maybe.
I would have grown up like that with my granny and grandparents watching it, and my mum growing up, yeah.
So in terms of your own future, what would you like, in a couple of years' time, what would you like to be doing?
Work-wise, progress in here.
Front office manager, the campaign starts now.
Is Paul in the room?
Pauline is not here because she knows you're on your way. But the hospitality, I think, is so important in Ireland, and tourism is so important. And you're Wexford is a unique county, it's a beautiful county. Yes. I mean, I could say that as a
We're blessed, especially with all of the local beaches and the attractions that we have. We are blessed, we really are.
Well, Amy Howard, you've done a great job for yourself and your family, and I think to wear the ring, and that your granny is so proud of you, and that connection is so strong, is one of the highlights for me. So thank you, Amy. Ladies and gentlemen, Amy Howard. Our next rose is our 8th rose, actually, of the night. I'm delighted to welcome from Enniscorthy a 26-year-old born in Croydon in London, It's Shan English Adams. Well, you were at least one fan in the audience, anyway, Shan. Come in. Well done. Now, talk to me about Shan English Adams.
I suppose, who am I? Who do you really want to know?
I certainly do.
So I'm a 26-year-old woman who likes to try her hand at absolutely anything. I mean, I don't feel like I have an interest directly in anything, but if you decided to come up to me and tell me you wanted to go swimming in a bog, I'd probably join you just for the crack.
For the crack?
Yeah, just to try it out. I mean,
yeah.
Tick it off the list.
Yeah, I like that attitude.
Yeah.
So what do you do normally?
Ooh, so I crochet. So I crochet baby blankets in my spare time, I suppose.
How did you learn that? Was that difficult?
My grandmother used to make cardigans and like I suppose all my family's clothes like out of it, and it was always when people used to compliment me on my clothes, they'd be like, I would tell them that my grandmother made them. So then during COVID, I had a lot of friends who had babies. So I mean, it was kind of the easiest thing rather than spending a fortune on a blanket that could possibly be thrown in a bag a day later, maybe a week later, because they weren't going to use it. So I suppose the sentimental value as well behind it, because it's made with love. So,
yeah, absolutely. It's more personal.
Yeah.
I like that. And what was their reaction when you gave it to them?
So I have a goddaughter who will not sleep or go anywhere without her blanket now. So it's kind of to see someone have that, I suppose, that hold on something that you created for them. It's nice, it's beautiful, I suppose, yeah.
So what do you work at?
I do a little bit of everything at the moment. So I'm working on opening my own little massage studio from home at the moment. So obviously you have to tick off every box before you set that up, because you need to make sure everything is by the book.
Yeah.
I'm doing a little bit of online PT, and I do a little bit of barista work as
To
well.
my ignorant eye, online PT is?
Personal training.
Thank you.
Yes, personal training. So I suppose it's trying to find the main area that I want to branch out into. I want to try a little bit of everything.
Before you decide to?
Yes.
And is kind of well-being, wellness, is that the pathway you think for you?
I think so. I mean, mind frame wise, body, everything, because it's more about how you view yourself as a person, because you can have an amazing body, but if you don't feel great, then obviously that's not going to portray for other people as well. And I mean, your images and everything, like you could, I'm going to waffle now, I apologize, because when I start blabbering, but so, yeah.
You're not blabbering to me at all,
I'm
it sounds great.
I'm trying to think how to word this, because I lose my words, so I used to carry around a thesaurus, because I'd say a word and it wasn't the right word, so I'd find a better word to make it sound better, so yeah. So I'm trying to think of that thesaurus in my mind right now, but yeah, it's not working.
No, it's okay. I mean, when you look at me, and you look at my body,
yes. You look gorgeous.
Do you think it's fantastic? I mean,
you embrace yourself.
I work out every night, yeah? I'd love a six-pack though, to be honest with you.
I'm 64, my love.
Just when I was warming up. Anyway.
Thank you, man.
Thanks, Ali. Who did that? That Ali? I like it. Well done.
The boy hiding in the corner.
Anyway, talk to me about personal training. This is something that's very dear to you.
Yeah, so I suppose I went to Tralee in 2012 to study health and natural massage, because my best friend's dad at the time was a physiotherapist, and I didn't really feel like I could get the points for physiotherapy, but massage was my next best thing. So I went down and studied sports massage in Tralee,
and during that period of time, I actually had to get an operation. So a lot of women can relate. Obviously, you have there's a lot of women with endometriosis at the moment, polycystic ovary syndrome, and it's an issue that a lot of women go through, and we don't talk about it enough. And I suppose we highlight it through different things. I like to let people know about it because it's an issue that affected my life for a very long time. Sorry, it looks like I'm going to cry, but not going to cry at all. So that's fine. I got an operation in 2014, and during that period of time, it really affected, I suppose, how I was in college, the amount of work that I could do, like strenuously on my own body, even. It put it under a lot of pressure. So I lost myself for a little bit of time, I suppose. Even though I was promoting fitness, I wasn't able to implement it into my own lifestyle. So coming back and moving back to Wexford, after I eventually graduated, only at the start of COVID, so I deferred my course for 5 years because I didn't believe in myself. I didn't think that I was good enough to give it to, teach somebody else when I couldn't teach myself. So the start of COVID, I went back, I graduated, but then I went and did a follow-on course with Image Fitness, and kind of gave me that little push that I needed to be like, Joe, you can do this, doesn't matter who you are, as long as you believe in yourself. And there's plenty of people in the same area that will give you those little guidelines, those little, all you have to do is ask. And
absolutely.
The help is there.
But thank you for being so honest. Can I say that? Being so transparent as well. That takes a, you're giving of yourself to me and to us here on the stage. That takes a lot. So thank you. Well done. Do you think being up here is in some way a box ticking exercise for you, in the sense that it's something that you can now do, that you believe in yourself?
Yes, because I never envisioned I used to always watch the Rose of Tralee with my grandparents, and even being down in Tralee when I lived there, I suppose I was always there for the festival. I'd seen all the girls, but I never could imagine myself there, and I suppose there was just a little click, and she's like, you know what, I think I could, I'm going to try at least, and it's that little thing in your head. As a personal trainer as well, you just want your client to just click that switch, and then they see it for themselves. You don't have to keep pushing because they know what they're deserving of, and they know, if I try, the end result, it could be a no, but then it's also a learning experience to then build from that again. So,
But you must get great satisfaction, because this is deep, but I love it, in the sense that you see somebody who mightn't believe in themselves, but something you've done and encouraged and cajoled, and you can see their reaction and their eyes. That's more or less what you're saying. That must give you great joy.
It makes me emotional because there is people that I've trained, and you can see how negative they look at themselves, how it's our mind, how do I word? See, the thesaurus needs to come out right now.
I'm making most women in Wexford cry tonight, and I don't mean to.
I apologize. Our minds are our own worst enemies at times, and even though we feel as if other people are judging us, it's a lot of the time it's what we have let ourselves believe. Like, you look at someone viewing you, they might not be viewing you negatively at all, but it's the fact that you have built yourself up to this anxiety, this emotion that is ready to burst out, and you don't know how, as they say, fight or flight kind of a response. But once you can get rid of that negative talk and even give yourself a positive little voice, like, okay, I know you're saying that, but there's also this side of things as well. I suppose just give yourself the option of thesaurus.
I think you could teach me an awful lot now. So let me ask you one other thing, because I know you love animals. I know you have 2 dogs. See, the smile comes back immediately. Talk to me about your 2 dogs.
So I have a 17-year-old, he's my baby. He is my baby. He's been with me like through every single milestone in my life. I know I'm crying. Yeah, so this week unfortunately actually is his last. Like I didn't mean to actually like put a downer on anything.
Yeah.
But you know, animals, no, I read this meme the last day. It's like you could lock your girlfriend in a boot, you could lock your dog in a boot, but after a week when you open it, who's going to be happy to see you?
That's true.
Yeah, that's true.
And mentioning the boat, you're learning to drive, are you not?
Pardon?
Are you learning to drive?
Yes, I am at the moment.
Okay.
The first time I actually applied to do my theory test, I got all the way to Carlow because that was the only place available, to realise I'd left my passport on the table, no other ID, so I wasn't able to do it. So, yeah, eventually I passed. So.
Well done, well done. Well, I have to say, are you going to do something for us, you are?
Yes, I most definitely am.
Come here, you know, I have to say, Sean, you've given so much of yourself here tonight. I want to say I appreciate it.
Thank you.
And thank you for being so good. What are you going to do?
So I actually am going to get the escorts as well because I'm going to see how they do it.
The poor lads.
So I'm going to do a pistol squat. So it's a single leg squat.
Right.
Leg out in front, the other leg straight down. Now, yes, I hope you won't rip your trousers. I do have a sewing kit at the back, so I promise I will.
Where is the lipstick gone? Right. So what are you going to tell him? What are you going to teach him? Here, I'll do this. There you go.
So basically, yeah, do you know what? I'll show you and then, yeah, okay. Yeah, so I have a little red dress underneath as well, just to, so I'm going to stand on a hard surface because I've tried this and I toppled over like a robot earlier. So basically one leg out. I'm really nervous right now, I'm really shaking.
I'll hold on to you, okay?
Okay, so one leg out in front, like so. I'm going to grab this.
Say that, looking at that, easy myself, but anyway, go for it, lads. Come on. Leg out. Leg out. Well done, lads. Poor effort, but we'll let you go. Thanks very much. Well done, Shan. Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up to Shan English Adams. Right, our ninth rose, before we take a wee small break, will you please welcome Aileen Quigley. Aileen, I think you should over here. I made a mistake. I think am I right, lads? I forget. Anyway, Aileen, how are you?
Nice to meet you, Marty.
Nice to meet you as well. Tell me all about Aileen quickly. Where she's from, what part of Wexford?
I'm from Owler to Ballock. I'm sure you've heard of them.
They play a bit of hurling, I think, if I'm not mistaken.
A little bit, yeah.
A little bit.
I don't play them.
Do you not?
So I'm an outcast in Owler to Ballock.
Well done.
Yeah.
So, talk to me about Aileen quickly. Tell me all about your family, what you do, all that sort of stuff.
I'm 21 and at the moment I'm studying a BA in Marketing and Digital Media in Wexford Institute of Technology. And I work part-time in Boland's as well. And I have 2 dogs. I know I mentioned them to you earlier.
You did. Tell me about the 2 dogs. Let's start with them.
Teddy and Lola. They're cavapoos, and I love animals, any animal, but particularly dogs.
Dogs, right.
Yeah.
What breed are they?
Cavapoos.
Cavapoo. All right.
Designer dogs.
Oh, excuse me. Ideal for you.
Yeah, exactly.
So, in terms of growing up as a little girl, did you participate in music? Did you do drama? What you do?
Yeah, I have the whistle with me here tonight. So in the pocket, handy top pockets in the dress. I participated in Scorn and Oak and Fla Kill. as well. So as part of the group and as a solo act as well. So haven't participated in the last few years though. So
Yeah,
we're a bit rusty tonight.
So are you studying, are you a student, or have you graduated, or what's the
Studying, just 2 exams next week. So just prepping for those at the moment, yeah.
And you're in the Rose of Tralee in the Wexford final?
Yeah, exactly, and I'm working tomorrow.
Really? What time are you working tomorrow?
Not until 10:30, they gave me
In the morning?
Yeah, a lie-in, yeah.
Where did you say you're working?
Bowls and Wexford, so
Right,
in
okay.
Cardiff.
Long term is the plan.
I'd like to work in some kind of communications end of things. So I suppose kind of your industry. If you can take me, yeah. I'd like to be on telly. No, I did want to go radio route. Not really sure now. Possibly online anyway, marketing, all of that kind of appeals to me.
Well, we'd be delighted to have you above in D4, I can tell you, there's no doubt about it, really.
Yeah.
And particularly you're able to play music, so I presume music might be an avenue into other things.
Maybe, could be, yeah.
So the Rose of Tralee, how did this come about for you? How did you enter?
It was actually my auntie got in contact with me. She knew somebody running it, and then got in contact through that and made phone calls, and here I am tonight anyway, so she's here to see me as well. So.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Where's Auntie?
Down there.
Down at the back. Hello, Auntie. Nice to see you. So you're happy out that she's here anyway, I'd say. And in terms of, we have the auntie, but what about the boyfriend? Is there a boyfriend here?
Boyfriend is here tonight as well, yeah. His little brother was my escort tonight.
Ah, what's his name?
The boyfriend or the escort?
Well, the boyfriend is not the escort.
No, his little brother was my escort.
Was it brother?
Yeah.
Okay, let's deal with the boyfriend.
The boyfriend has a few names that he goes by. I think I was telling you this.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Is this Jonesy, is it?
Jonesy, yeah.
What's his real name?
Michael.
What's his surname?
O'Brien.
So how does a lad called Michael O'Brien end up in Jonesy?
I actually don't know the story, so I can't tell it. But seemingly it's something to do with rugby, and I just wouldn't understand. Yeah.
Wait 1 second, this clicks now. Michael O'Brien, does he happen to play with Lansdowne?
He does.
And does he happen to be from Carlow?
He does happen to be from Carlow, yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
So, are you a big rugby fan now?
Well, I didn't actually know what way to throw the ball when I started going to the matches first, but I picked it up and I really like it now. He's kind of teaching me, you know, so it's good. Yeah.
Because down your way, there'd be more hurling, wouldn't be more rugby, would it?
Yeah, we have a girls' team in Enniscorthy, but I was always a bit small, a little bit, it just wasn't really my scene, but some of my friends play, so I go support them instead, yeah.
If I asked you now to sell Wexford, you were going to the Rose of Tralee, and you were in Tralee, and whatever, the Wexford Road, and I asked you to sell Wexford, how would you sell Wexford?
The beaches and the Quay. The Quay is my favourite place ever, and everybody always gets on to me that I'm always going on about Wexford and I'm always going on about the Quay. But they opened up during COVID, the pantry opened up like a little, you know the way the coffee vans, did you have them up in Dublin now?
Yeah.
So they started to open
You're
up
very
everywhere.
cosmopolitan in Dublin, yes.
Yes.
You have coffee vans. Do we have coffee vans in Dublin? Excuse me.
I thought it might just be a Wexford thing. So they opened up on the Quay, and then there was like ice cream that's made in Wexford as well, and there was La Côte is like a fancy kind of a restaurant. They opened up a fish place, and it was really nice, and it brought people together. We were still outside, it was safe, but you know, it's just nice to see people and see people walking their dogs or just out exercising, chatting, meeting people. So it's nice.
And in terms of your likes, what do you like doing?
I love reading, I love walking, I go to the gym, but I probably should go more. And I do enjoy meditation as well, yeah. So.
Meditation?
Yeah.
What do you do to meditate?
I used to go to a class, and it was strange, like, because you don't really enjoy it at the start at all. It gets all the bad stuff out of you, and then it's very nice after, it's very relaxing.
And do you sit there with...
No, if you don't, no, that doesn't go on, no.
So how do you meditate? Show me how to meditate.
They kind of tell you a story. I do guided meditation, so they kind of tell you a story and you're sort of floating, and yeah, it's lovely.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
I like to float too, but it usually takes a drink or two, but anyway.
We'll see tonight.
Okay, well, thank you very much, yes. And in terms of, I suppose, learning a musical instrument, that takes a lot of training, a lot of commitment. Was it in the family, or was it just something that you loved doing yourself?
No, it wasn't actually in the family. I was the first one to play the tuba whistle, I think. I'm an only child, so being like my cousins, I'd be looking to. So yeah, no, I was the first one. Yeah.
I didn't know you were an only child.
Yeah.
I'm an only child.
Oh,
I'm a
that's
big
really
only
common.
child now at this stage, but anyway.
Yeah.
So the only children are very, very special. So see. All right.
Of course, yes. Well, I suppose you couldn't say you're more close to your parents, but like they're what you have. They're your support network. Like you don't have anybody else, so it's nice. Yeah, it's nice.
And you also make great friends. I find
Yeah, because they're like your siblings.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm lucky. Yeah.
So you're gonna play for us, are you?
I'm going to play Bull Vogue tonight. I live about 15 minutes. Or no, sorry, not 15 minutes. About 5 minutes from Bull Vogue. So.
Right. Okay.
That's
We
what's
look forward to
happening
this. Ladies and gentlemen, give a big round of applause to Aileen Quigley, who's going to play Bull Vogue. This is my microphone, isn't it? Yeah, I'm always messing this up. Aileen Quigley, thank you. That was beautiful. Well done. Loved it. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I have a tall, dark, handsome gentleman. No, it's not him anyway, that's for sure. I was talking about Ollie. Yes, there you go, Ollie. Will you give a big round of applause to the Wexford Rosa Tralee coordinator, Peter Cooney.
Thank you very much, everybody. I'm just going to talk to you quickly about the raffle that we have today. The raffle is for the Irish Red Cross, the Ukraine Crisis Appeal. I don't think I need to go into any more detail than that about it. It is an envelope raffle. Okay, so you will find you will buy an envelope for or donate €5 to the raffle, pay €5, and in that envelope you will find out if you are a winner or not. Okay, if you are not, you go and buy another one till you become a winner. All right, we have some fantastic prizes, ranging from biscuits to wine to vouchers from Nolan Health, from Macaulay's, from the Ashdown Hotel. There's vodka, there's wine, there's a night's retreat, there's a PT session. I think I might have to use that myself. But again, it's a fantastic thing to be able to support, to give support to people that are in crisis. So again, I'm going to hand you back to Marty. We'll get our 10 floors on. And again, thank you for your support in advance.
Thank you, Peter. I hate tall lads. By the way, also in the raffle, he didn't tell you this, but third prize is a night away with me. Second prize is a weekend away with me. And first prize is a week away with me. And with my luck, Peter Cooney will probably win the bloody thing and I'll be stuck with him. Right, we move on to our 10th rose before we take a little break. She's from Corish Park in Wexford. She's 21 years of age. Would you welcome, please, Isabel? again.
Nice to meet you too.
How are you?
I'm absolutely fantastic.
Excellent.
Delighted to be here. Yeah.
I love the name Whitmore because I think it's unusual. I'm big into those sort of things.
Yes.
And the only other Whitmore I know is Laura Whitmore.
Yes, I get that a lot. I'm always asked, are you related to Laura Whitmore? Haven't a clue. I need to get it looked into.
But you look at you, there is a resemblance.
Do you think?
Oh yeah.
Right. We definitely, ma'am, we need a DNA test. I think we need to look into it.
Anyway, tell me all about Isabel Whitmore from Wexford.
Well, my name is Isabel, obviously. I'm 21 and I have a level 8 bachelor's honours degree in early childhood education and care. And I'm hoping to do my master's this year to do primary school teaching.
Excellent. Primary school teacher is the ultimate goal.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. Always wanted to be a primary school teacher, yeah.
You obviously have a great love of children.
Absolutely, yeah.
I mean, was it something you had as a girl, or is it something that developed?
I suppose I've always been quite caring as a person, and just with wanting to do primary school teaching, I understand what it's like to have amazing teachers who are kind and patient, and I think, you know, for me then to be a teacher and hopefully provide a safe and happy learning environment for children, that's pretty much the goal, and what help them to achieve the best versions of themselves.
Now, again, when you were growing up, you were heavily involved in the scouting community, weren't you? You still are.
Yeah, I'm in the Scouts about 10 years. I have 2 Goshka President's Awards. I have a bronze and a silver. And I also have 2 Chief Scout Awards, and they're the highest awards that a youth member can actually obtain. And I'm currently working towards my 3rd and final gold Goshka President's Award and Chief Scout Award.
Well done.
Yeah,
that's
thank
excellent.
you.
Well
Thank
done.
you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
You deserve a round of applause. Now, I know you're a leader in the community. What's SPICES? S-P-I-C-E-S.
Spices, yeah. So the spices are basically the fundamental principles of what I suppose the youth members are to be learning, I suppose. So every activity that we do, we try to incorporate the spices to kind of bring on children and really get them to be the best version of themselves. So the spices are, the S stands for social, the, watch me now get caught out, the P stands for physical, the I stands for intellectual, the C stands for character, the E stands for emotional, and the last S stands for spiritual. So all these aspects then are incorporated into the children's learning, and it's basically trying to bring them into, you know, adulthood and
Do you love history? I mean, you're from a beautiful county with beautiful scenery.
Yeah.
And it has historical significance as well, hasn't it?
Yeah, well, I mean, other than the strawberries and the rissoles, Wexford is a great historical town. So we're home to the oldest working lighthouse in the world, which is Hook Head. We also have beautiful National Opera House. We have the amazing Heritage Park. And we also have the beautiful Carpet Club Beach, in which films like Brooklyn and, what was the other one now, watch me get caught out. Brooklyn and Saving Private Ryan were, yeah. So.
And I suppose in terms of, if you were at Wexford Rose of Tralee, is this something that would give you great joy to be an ambassador for your county, considering the beauty and also the history that you have?
Yes, absolutely, yeah, 100%. I think like growing up and, you know, watching the Roses on the television and like looking at these amazing girls, I mean, honestly, they're so fantastic. We've had such an amazing run so far, so anyone that gets it will really deserve it. But from looking as a youngster, you know, looking at the Roses on the television and seeing not only how beautiful they were, but how educated and, you know, talented that they were, for me, looking up to that role model, I would absolutely be so honoured to be that role model for future generations. Looking at my little cousins over there, like hopefully maybe they'll go for it someday. But yeah, that would be pretty much the ultimate goal to achieve that.
Your rosebud is Isabel as well.
Yeah, she's my little cousin.
Yeah,
I don't know where she's going. Oh, there she is. Hi, Isabel.
Yeah. And she comes from the Cunningham side of the family.
Yes, Cunninghams, yeah.
See, I was listening to you.
You were listening to me earlier, yeah. Yeah.
So I suppose when you look at the overall event, I mean, this is great to be here tonight. I mean,
absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah. 100%.
It's not just competition, that's only one aspect. Yeah. It's the social side of it and the pride that everybody and their families bring.
Yeah, I mean, we were all having a discussion as well, the Roses, earlier, and we were saying that like we've pretty much achieved what we've already came here to do, and we've made lifelong friends out of this, and like we're going to club, and at some point we're going to be meeting up after this, absolutely 100%. we said we'd stay in contact and meet up, and absolutely, because they're absolutely fantastic, every single one of them.
So,
yes.
What are you going to do for us? Are you going to sing?
I am going to sing a song, and it's called Colours of the Wind, and it's basically a song about nature, and how our role for nature, that we are not the owners of this planet, that we're simply the caretakers for it, for the future generations, and that we want it to be a nice place for them to live. So that's what it's about.
Excellent. Well, I'm looking forward to this. Ladies and gentlemen, Isabel Whitmore.
Thank you. These heels are killing me, so. It's a dead thing you can play, but I know every rock and tree and creature has a life, has a spirit, has a name. You think the only people who are people are the people who look and think like you. But if you walk the footsteps of a stranger, you'll learn things you never knew, you never knew. Have you ever heard the wolf cry to the blue corn moon, or asked the grinning bobcat why he grinned? Can you sing with all the voices on the mountain? Can you paint with all the colors of the wind? Can you paint with all the colors of the wind?
I don't think you need me to tell you, you can sing, Isabel.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Beautiful,
I'd
absolutely
love to
good.
sing for you anytime, Marty. Anytime you'd like. I love Marty.
I think we won't bother with part two, just let's elope.
Yeah, let's just
Okay.
finish there, yeah.
We're going to take a little suskiog. Thank you to all the roses so far who've been absolutely outstanding. Thank you. And thank you for being so good to me and have the chat. We're going to take a very short break, about 15 minutes, and it'll be 15 minutes because we're running a little bit behind. So 15 minutes, suskiog, grab a drink, go to the loo, grab a cup of tea, whatever you like. Big round of applause for our Isabel, ladies and gentlemen. Beautiful. Hello everybody. If we could get everybody to take their seats, and we'll be starting with part two. Are you enjoying the evening so far? Thank you. These three said yes, that's it. Now, if we could get everybody to take their seats before we move on, please. We have some very important, lovely guests for you to meet. So, thank you for your silence. We could get everybody to sit down, and we move on with part two. Now, it is a great honor to introduce our first guest in part two. And I know you're going to give her a big round of applause because she is the Rose of Tralee herself. Would you welcome, please, Sinead Flanagan. Well, ladies Tralee here with us tonight, which is a wonderful honour. What's it been like? What is it like being the Rose of Tralee?
It's been, sorry, I'm too far away. I think I know what I'm on at this stage, wouldn't you?
You're fine.
I've been out of practice now for the last while, so I'm getting back into the swing of it, but it's been absolutely fantastic. I suppose we've had an unusual time given the circumstances of the last 3 years, but we still had the most tremendous experience, and it's really still happening as we kind of step back into our roles now. We were on pause there for a while, but absolutely amazing. Looking down here at Emma and how fabulous she's been as ambassador for Wexford and the festival, and indeed for all of us in our Rose class. And she's a great friend of mine, so I'm very, very proud of her, and it's my real honour to be here tonight supporting her. So fantastic.
What's it like though? I mean, it's one thing to be the representative of one county, or one place, but then to be the Rose of Tralee, and to be Rose of Tralee for the last couple of years, it must have been the most unusual, most unique experience.
Yeah, it definitely was and is, but I think we've all been through unique experiences, unprecedented times over the last few years, so I don't think you've any reference point. As Orla will know here, being the Rose of Tralee is like nothing you've ever experienced in your life, so we all have our own experiences and our own Rose journey, I suppose, and obviously mine was quite different to other people's, but there's joy in the simple things as well, and I've got to have amazing experiences and continue to have them, so I count myself extremely lucky to be in this position. When I was in the Limerick Rose selection, I never anticipated being the Limerick Rose, and I certainly never anticipated being the Rose of Tralee. So it's an amazing honour, and it's fabulous to sit here tonight and to represent your county, and then to represent the festival is just beyond my wildest dreams. So it's the honour of a lifetime, really. That's not overstating it.
No, I would well imagine. You're a doctor by profession, aren't you?
Yes,
so being a doctor for the last number of years and being on the front line with everybody else must have been very difficult, and again unique, because we didn't know really what was happening at the beginning.
Yeah, I suppose at the beginning it was very frightening for everyone, both within and outside of the healthcare system. And we didn't know what we were facing. It was a huge challenge as people tried to get at the front of this. But thankfully, we seem to do very well in Ireland, and we seem to be out the other side of it now. Mostly, obviously, we lost a lot of people, and it was including healthcare workers and other people from all walks of life. So it was a hugely challenging time, but I think again, the healthcare workers might have been at the front of it and treating the people directly, but everyone had to make sacrifices. We all changed our lives hugely, so I think it was a real coming together of people and supporting each other, and I think I was very proud of how we managed it. So, yeah.
Big change from being able to doll up, go to Tralee, to suddenly wearing masks, being in the hospitals. It's hard, I could well imagine it's hard to describe it for you.
Definitely. To probably feel more comfortable in the masks and the gowns and the scrubs than I do up here, to be honest, even though people wouldn't believe me when I say that. But no, I suppose I was a doctor before I was a Rose, so I'm more used to that. But yeah, people did amazing things, and in the ICUs and the emergency departments and ambulance staff and things. So you can't mention everyone, but it was, and people had amazing support from home as well. So it's all a team effort.
It must be a relief to all of us, I mean, but particularly the frontline workers, that there is light at the tunnel. We're kind of getting back to somewhat normality.
Definitely, yeah, it is fantastic, and obviously the vaccinations have been a huge part of that. So it's fantastic to see things like this happening. I know in the middle of COVID, in the middle of 2020, talking to Anthony and Steve and everyone, and it's just hard to imagine we'd ever get back to being here and to this. So it's fantastic, and I'm really, really looking forward to being back in the festival in August and being here tonight. It's my first Rose selection this year, so it's really pinch me. Yeah, it's my first selection as Rose Tralee, I suppose. So yeah, no, it's fantastic, and it's great to see everyone having a great time and enjoying themselves.
And just finally to put into words, what's it like though being the Rose of Tralee? I mean, to join that unique group of women that become have the crown.
It's a very strong, passionate, friendly and caring group of women. I've gained so many new sisters, so it's an honour I never thought I'd have. It's fun, friendly, like we'd have yearly and twice yearly meetups, and it's a real sisterhood. And that's the same even for the girls here tonight, like it's just a real sisterhood, that's what you're getting in for. But no, I don't know if anyone remembers my face when I won, I was not expecting it. So I was truly privileged to be, and after I won, you go straight into the room with the ladies and you're kind of welcomed into the group straight away and baptised, so it's an amazing thing to be part of.
I like that word, baptised, yes. That conjures up a really good image. Well, I hope you don't mind, Doctor, if we give you and all the frontline workers a big round of applause for all their great work. Is there anything you'd like to say yourself here that we have you here with us that you might like to add?
Well, I suppose this night is not my night, it's Emma's night, so I want to just commend her on all her amazing time as a Wexford Rose, for representing her county so gracefully and elegantly, for her beautiful voice, always entertaining us. I'm getting married in a few weeks and Emma's actually going to be singing me down the aisle, so it's very special. I think friendship is the main thing we all have gained from the Rose, and so it's amazing, and we're very proud of you. So have a great night.
Well, first of all, congratulations. I didn't know you would get married in a few weeks' time. And since there is a sisterhood and there's a brotherhood, where are we all going on honeymoon with you?
I'm going to Boston. You're more than welcome.
You're going to Boston?
To come. Yeah.
I love Boston. I can go with Boston. Ladies and gentlemen, our Rose of Tralee. Give her a big round of applause. Before you get married, I want you to kiss a Rose of Tralee. Okay, we're moving on, and thank you indeed, Sinead, very much indeed. We're going to move on with our final Rose. Our 11th Rose, ladies and gentlemen, is from New Ross. She's 24 years of age. She was born in Dublin. Will you welcome, please, Saoirse McCarthy. Things are looking up for the night, lads and ladies. So, Saoirse, I love you. Sorry, I got out of the way there. Tell me about Saoirse. Saoirse Carthy for Saoirse McCarthy. So Irish language is obviously...
It is, yeah, it's a big thing for us in the family, especially because our parents worked for us so hard to have it. So they sent us off to the Gaeltacht areas, and you know they had a passion for the language, even though they mightn't be as fluent, you know, as we thankfully are. So they worked really hard for us to get that appreciation for the language. You know, it's not something that we were able to just pick up, because in Wexford there isn't, unfortunately, a lot of it. And so I did then change my name to Irish, just because I think it's something I'm very, very proud of. So I did.
Okay. So, NUIG, Irish Communications?
I did. Now, I don't even like bragging about that because I didn't finish it, so it just feels like a token gesture. I only did 1 year. I was Cummerside Agus Gaeilge in NUIG for a year, and then my music kind of took over, and I just realised that it wasn't something that I was going to pursue, because it was such a direct way, and I felt like I was hoping I could incorporate my music into it, and you know, our personalities as a trio. So I kind of felt that maybe going that route mightn't have been the best way for me.
And where did the music come from? Is it grandparents, parents?
Well, I think every Irish family has a singer, really, you know, so I wouldn't think I'm that much of an individual when you put it like that. But I always enjoyed entertaining from a very, very young age. I love to sing, it's just what I do so naturally. And I also tend to veer towards the stage as well. which is quite funny because I'm actually quite shy. Well, not shy, but reserved off the stage. But I started singing, and then I picked up the guitar to accompany myself. And then, of course, mammies being mammies, if one child is doing something, another child has to do it as well. So she picked up, and also she said, if Saoirse's doing it, I have to do it as well. So Nisha picked up the violin, and then, of course, the third child who doesn't want to do anything, no offense, Kira, she was forced into picking up an instrument then as well. Well, not forced, but she kind of she veered towards percussion herself. And she also plays flute and tuba, and they're both very, very talented, I have to say. They carried the whole band, so they did. But then, so we kind of did that together, and then, we kind of just started playing together, sure, when they're in the house all the time, it's what happens. But no, I wouldn't have said it's like a family band tradition anyway. I don't think that's what we were going for at all. But we are very unique in the way that there's three of us, and we are so close, and we've had that opportunity to do it.
Yeah, so three sisters have formed a band, per se. Right?
I wouldn't have said form a band, because what happened was we were gigging, I wouldn't even have said gigging, we were just playing away. Mum and Dad were great because they brought us to like a session or whatever, and then your confidence grows, and then you don't have any issues with talking in front of people or performing, and you just do it and you get over mistakes and stuff. And I think that's really, really big. Even as character building, I think that's a very important thing. And so as you see, none of us are shy, thankfully, but none of us have any kind of issues that way. But yeah, so we kind of did it that way, and then people are like, oh, it's the Carter Sisters. I'm like, that's not the band's name. No, we never decided on that. We never even decided on a band. So then it evolved. We realised we were getting gigs and that kind of stuff. And then we became an official band, and it is called Mockery.
Oh, excellent.
Cut the buzz.
Oh, okay, now, you went to Florida. You sang in Disney World?
I did, yeah. So we entered into a competition on TG Car, which was called Red Dog Squidgy, which is family, and it was a family competition. And basically what happened was we entered into the competition, and then every night before each round we ended up writing a tune. Then we didn't believe we were going to get anywhere with it. So then come the second round, we were like, oh no, we're going to have to write another tune. And then we actually got into the final, and then we're like, lads, this is really having a laugh now. So we had to write another tune all the night before we went on, because we're terrible slackers. But yeah, and then we ended up winning it, which definitely wasn't something that we set out to do. It was a very enjoyable experience for us, writing, being together on the TV. It was just great crack, so we ended up winning that. Somebody contacted us and said, do you want to go out to Florida for 2 months and play in this Irish pub in Disney Springs? We were like, grand, deadly. Ended up being 6 months, ended up being a year and a half, 2 years, But it was a fantastic experience, it really was. Yeah.
So you're back, and you're in the roles of Tralee.
I am, sure I'm here.
So, how did that come about?
Like I said, I love being on the stage, right? So I'm relishing this moment, to be honest. I could stand here all day and speak to you if you just talk to me. But no, I love performing, and I did miss the stage. I missed it terribly. Any excuse to kind of get on those lights, I think it's fantastic. And it's not even about like an attention thing. It's just where I'm very, very comfortable. And that's what I like to do, and I like to entertain people. Usually now I'm hidden behind the guitar, so I actually feel quite bare at the minute, and quite naked. And especially I have 2 other people beside me. But I'm doing this on my own. It's just such a confidence building thing. As an individual, it's great to come out here and to know yourself. You learn a lot about yourself, because especially when you're part of a group, you realise what makes you different, what makes you stand out, and then you go, oh, this is actually what I have to show for myself, and I'm actually quite capable, So,
you're going to sing a song now?
I am going to sing a song.
What are you going to sing?
I'm going to sing The Parting Glass, although we're not going anywhere, unfortunately. But I'm going to sing The Parting Glass for you, if you have your mind.
Ladies and gentlemen, give a big round of applause.
Very much. Only Maggie. Start again? Oh, will you go again? It's okay. Yeah. This just gives me extra stage time, to be fair, so I'm all good with this. So we get a few touralays or something going on here, it's fine. No, Marty, I have this here, you're okay. I'm okay here. I'll just keep going.
night, everybody. Thanks for coming. I'm done. I just got the P45.
It's okay if I don't will, I'll just stay here and I'll introduce everyone. No, we're still going, alright. Are you okay? No, actually, Martin, I'm going to take advantage of this situation, sorry. If you haven't noticed, my Rosebud is actually my younger brother, and he's been training his entire life to sing a song for everybody, and this is going to be his first time on stage. I'm completely taking advantage of this moment, and I'm very sorry. But if I can get Donica up here to sing a song, please, that he's been practicing. I'm just going to get him up here now. Sorry, but he's been practicing this for a long time, okay?
Okay, sorry. Sorry.
I will sing Banks of the Roses. And the banks of the roses we love and I sat down. Oh, he took out my fiddle for to play my love tune. And the love the tune, oh, she sighed and she said, oh, Johnny, don't you leave me. When I was a young boy, I heard my father say that he would rather see me than buried in the grave. Sooner than be married, Daddy went away at the lovely sweet banks of the roses. On the banks of the roses, we all were nice and down. Oh, I took out my fiddle for to play my love a tune. In the middle of the tune, oh, she sighed and she said, oh, Johnny, don't you leave me.
Everybody, sorry, I'm very proud right now. I'm very. You can have this back now.
Now, you're going to do the party glass now.
I don't know if I can follow up on that now, to be honest. Are we good?
Saoirse Nicorig there, thank you very much indeed. And well done to baby brother as well. Wasn't he fantastic? Give the two of them a big round of applause. No harm to have a brother around when the things go a little bit wrong, so well done. Our 12th rose of the evening is from Enniscorthy, and that is the wonderful Joy Quigley.
Yes.
And where are you doing the personal training?
So I'm a personal trainer and an online coach. I base my personal training services in Tala, in Dublin, and then online is obviously online. But Marty and I actually had a conversation backstage, so everyone here gets a discount. If you just say the Marty Party, 20% off.
20%, make sure you say it, ladies and gentlemen. That Marty? 20% for everybody in the audience. We'll all be heading to Tala tomorrow. You did a master's in the science of female sport.
Yes, so I'm currently studying my master's in sports science, but I specialise in female GAA. So it's the science of female sport. So not to get too political into it, but I feel like females are massively underestimated and under coverage when it comes to sport. Unless you're the Katie Taylors or the Ronda Rouseys of female sport, I feel like we are ever so slightly second-class citizens. So my research is the first of its kind. I'm trying to bridge that gap and hopefully get a bit of equality for women in sport.
You've got huge support already. But it is changing though, isn't it, Joy? I mean, when you look at the ladies' football final, you know, we had 60,000. There is a huge tsunami of support, isn't there?
Yeah, in 2020 there was a movement called 2020, which was to give women 20% more coverage across all media platforms. So that definitely did help when it comes to crowds, when it comes to coverage, but it's the science aspect that I look at. So I'm looking at the match play and training demands of female GAA athletes. That's something that's never been done before. And it's funny because men, you get it all. You have all the science and all the research. Recently I was looking up a paper and it was on soccer athletes, and I had training demands of soccer athletes. And since 2010 for males there was 1,058 papers done. And I put the word female in front of soccer, and there was 58 since 2001. So I feel like my research will hopefully start something and we'll carry on from there.
Joy, where does the name Joy come from? I thought that was a shorter nickname for something, but it's not.
No, it is. It's just joy by name, joy by nature, very simple. But my mother was in 36 hours of labour, so I mean, what else could you call me?
But there you go.
She's going to kill me for saying that.
She was so delighted to see you. Mention your mom. She's heavily involved, wasn't she, in the drama society?
Yes, since like a child, my mom has always been in the drama, and she's still in it today in Ferns, and she's still in a choir as well, which I'd like to mention because my aunties are in the audience as well. So they're in a choir called the Cordon Blues. I unfortunately haven't a note in my head, but they are definitely the singers of the family, and they're so beautiful to hear.
And do they sing regularly in the house when the sisters get together?
No, because we're too busy talking. We don't really get a minute to, you know,
no time
if you haven't noticed.
I have noticed, Joy, yes, which is a good thing. In terms of, you seem to be, I know you're a physical trainer, but you're entering bodybuilding competitions?
Yes, so I've been training seriously in the gym since I was like 17, so that's like 9 years. That was very quick maths. 9 years, yes, 9 years. So it's kind of been for 9 years that I have been training seriously. And I always did it for my mental health. The physical health was obviously something that came along the way, but I always did it for my mental health. And I said to myself, I'm training so hard and training so heavy, I might as well do something for my physical health. So I entered a bodybuilding competition, and it was in March, just gone. I came 8th out of 14 girls in the bikini class, so that was really exciting. It was really challenging. And my boyfriend did it as well with me, so that was great support.
What's the boyfriend's name?
Oh, Marty's going to be raging.
Don't say Michael. Don't say
Michael.
Michael.
Everyone calls him Mick, but I call him Michael.
You call him Michael. Hello, Michael. How are you, Michael?
Hello, Michael.
Lovely to see you. There's Michael. He's a fine strapping lad, our Michael. You were the Enniscorthy Strawberry Queen as well in the past, weren't you?
Yes, so in 2019 I entered the Strawberry Fair. I don't know if you're familiar with it, but it is a fair that runs in Enniscorthy. You're familiar?
Yeah,
fantastic. So in 2019 I became the Strawberry Queen, which is a title that I still so honourably hold. Unfortunately, because of COVID, obviously the fair couldn't take place anymore, and they're not running it anymore, so I'm the Queen still.
forever the queen, Joy.
Now my party piece, to be totally honest.
So you didn't get your mums and aunties singing talent, you said yourself. So what are you going to do?
Okay, I need your help, if that's okay.
That's fine. Yeah.
So,
what are you going to do?
as I said, I was in a bodybuilding competition. Obviously, a lot of it is to do with your physical health. You have so much determination and dedication for about 3 months.
I don't like
we
the
didn't
sound
have
of
the
this
time.
at all, no.
So obviously you get your physique and your mindset in a really, really positive place, and then you show off your hard work. So I would like to teach Marty the bodybuilding poses, but I do need you to get changed first.
You want me to get changed? You want me to take this gear off?
Yes, please.
Hey, oh Jesus. I was going to say goodbye, Michael, and next thing I say hello, Peter.
Looking well, Marty. Looking well.
I'd love to just say that's it, to be totally honest. Okay.
A six-pack or something, is it right?
Yes, so I'm going to teach you the main transition. Okay. I'm going to do it with you twice, and then I know you will be able to do it on your own. Okay. So we're going to come to the back of the stage. Now you need to be really, really sassy. 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 Be really sassy. Ladies and gentlemen, round of applause for Marty.
Thank you.
Okay, so when you're walking,
yes.
you want to walk 1 foot in front of the other and flare your
That's
arms.
the usual way I do it, anyway.
Don't forget your arms, side to side. Beautiful. So when you get here, take your left hand and bring it around to the side. And then come back.
Thanks, Sally, for that.
So from here, then flare your hand to the side. Stunning.
I never knew I could do this.
Applause, ladies and gentlemen. Then from here, I want you to take the other hand.
Yes.
Pivot.
Pivot.
Press that hand against your quad.
My quad.
And then flare.
What do I want to do?
Flare. I actually don't think I need to do this with him, so ladies, I'm going to take this off you, and gentlemen, you're going to do it on your own. Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause for Marty.
Oh my, you make me sigh, you're such a good woman. You know my heart with pride. You watch their eyes, they're so surprised. They think you've fallen out of heaven.
Just a disclaimer, I did not do any of that on stage. That is not what we rehearsed. But thank you. So I do have a prize for you.
A prize?
But it's only if everyone agrees. Do we think Marty deserves gold?
Thank you. Ta'ala ahassan kurn shahaka. And kunda lokorman. Thank you, Joy.
Thank you.
You have brought back my sex appeal.
I don't know about that.
You were doing so well. And then she says, what, I don't know, what did you say again? Not too sure about that.
I said I love you.
Oh, I thought you said. Good luck, Mick. Ladies and gentlemen, give a big round of applause to Joy. Peter just said to me there when I was taking her, bend over. I said, what? I said, what? This is a family show, Peter. Oh, Jesus, quote of the night, I don't know if I'm feeling. Right. Our 13th rose is from Enniscorthy. Would you welcome, please, Maria Lambert. Good to see you. Put over there, that's it. Maria Lambert. When I think of Wexford, you know, all counties have different names, but Lambert to me is unique to Wexford, to be honest.
Well, there's a few families, but...
Yeah.
Thank you. There's a few families of Lamberts, but I have no relation to any of them. Because my dad was Scottish, so that's where we come from.
Oh.
So originally, yeah, Scotland.
Right. What part of Scotland is he from?
I think it's Renfrewshire, or near Glasgow anyway, somewhere like that anyway.
That's about all I know about Scotland. So we'll say near Glasgow.
Same as that.
Simple out. So you're a senior healthcare assistant at Sign & Care?
Yeah, that's right.
Tell me, what do you do?
Well, we just every day provide personal care to each resident. Whatever they require during the day, we do it. Like, we're at their beck and call every day, so just whatever they need, really.
And in terms of the job, I gather from you, to be honest, having had a chat earlier, that you really enjoy it.
Yeah, no, I do enjoy it. Like, they depend on us to look after them when their families can't look after them anymore at home, I suppose, and it's hard for them to watch their family member have to be in a nursing home. So I suppose to make it more enjoyable for them and to put their families at ease is rewarding. But it's the little things like that they might say, like, you know, they might thank you, or sometimes even tell you that they love you, or they might say, because they don't know if they've dementia or Alzheimer's, they might think actually you're one of their children sometimes.
Really, yeah.
And they, you know, for them that's comforting, so you just go with it. But it's just basically giving their families reassurance is what makes it so rewarding, like every day, just make sure they're looked after really well. So.
And you have to love, we all have to love our jobs if we're lucky enough to have jobs that we love, but particularly that job.
Yeah,
requires...
you have to, it has to be a vocation. You will not stick it if it's not a vocation, because it's mentally and physically challenging, but it is rewarding. Now, there's probably more challenges than there is rewards, but like the little reward makes it worthwhile, so we stick with it.
Tell me about the Lamberts. You're good for your sisters.
I do. There's 4 girls, you can hear them down there. There's 4 girls and 3 boys. So I'm the baby. So lucky for me.
Right.
Yeah, spoiled I suppose is the word.
I wouldn't think we're spoiled, in fairness.
No, they're very good to me now, and they kind of half reared me, so they're very good to me.
One brother's very involved in sport. He trains the under-16 team, doesn't he?
Yeah, my brother Sean, he's here tonight actually with his 2 girls, and his daughter Kayla was my rosebud. So they're very close to me. Well, all my nieces and nephews are very special to me, but Kayla's over there. She was not so happy about wearing a dress, but we talked her into it anyway. But yeah, he trains the under-16 boys team, and they really look up to him. He's very good to them, and they're really invested this year, and he's been praised over that. So he's very invested into it, I have to say.
And come here, what is it about Wexford that you seem to produce singer after singer after singer? And your family sing a lot as well?
Yeah, they do, yeah. It must be a Wexford thing.
Yeah, it must be something there.
They all sing. My sisters would be good singers, and my brother Vinny that's here, he learned how to play the guitar only maybe a year or 2 ago. And he's very good. He took it up just as a hobby, and he's getting really good now playing in front of people, and you know, he just kind of proved that you're never too late to try a new talent. So you know, he's very good now.
Why did you apply for the Rose of Tralee? How did that come about?
Well, I originally applied back in 2019, and actually Peter rang me, and I didn't answer because I thought it was a scam. And
wise decision there, I have to tell
you. He sent me a message then. He said, whatever, give him a call back. So I rang back straight away. But not to make it a sad event or anything, but we were going to a wake belonged to a cousin of mine that passed away. She was very young, And I was hesitant on the phone to him, I won't lie, because I just thought, like, what am I getting myself into, really, like. And even though I always watched Rose of Tralee and I always really loved looking at all the girls when I was younger, but then I just thought to myself in my own head that I suppose she didn't know that she wouldn't be here in a week's time, so I just said, well, we'll take the chance, we'll go with it and see, sure, why not?
Well, fair play to you, and we're delighted that you're here with us. And we're have to get to know each other as well. Since there's singing in the family, will you sing for us?
Might do.
Go on. What are you going to sing?
Fields of Gold.
I love it. Ladies and gentlemen, Maria Lambert. One of my favourite songs, Fields of Gold. Thank you, Maria. I presume you sang that for me, Maria. Thank you, Maria. That was the right answer there very quickly. Yeah? Thank you. It was beautiful. Right, we move on to our next Rose. She's from, is it Boulevard? She's 22 years of age. She's a bachelor's in education from the Marine Institute of Education. It is Rebecca O'Leary. I'm positive. I'm nervous for a year.
Oh, cool.
Now, that is some welcome, Rebecca O'Leary. My word, you've got a huge fan club.
I do.
Where are they all from?
They're from all over, between Boulevard and Carnew. Yeah, the whole Canoe as well.
Oh, the whole strip?
Yeah.
Excellent. Now, tell me about Rebecca O'Leary. Tell me about your family. Tell me about growing up in Wexford.
Oh, I don't even know where to start. So, I'm a primary school teacher in Boulevard. So,
every time you're going to mention Boulevard, they're going to go wild.
That's because a few of my pupils are down there in the crowd. Yes. And I have a fellow staff member over here. She was hiding from us there this evening. Really? I told her I was going to tell on her.
Excellent. So they're all here?
Yes, they're all here.
So what's it like teaching in Boulevard?
It is amazing. Every day I go, they put a smile on my face no matter what the situation.
Good on you. And that's a nice way to do it.
Yes.
Now, you were brought up on a farm.
Oh, I surely was.
So, did you do all the jobs? What did you do?
You never got a choice. So, from the time you woke up in the morning, you were in the yard, whether you wanted to be or you didn't.
Right.
So, I have been put through, what would you call the ringer? I milk cows, I bale silage, I drive tractors, anything that they can try and get me to do, they will do.
Call Rebecca.
Call Rebecca, she'll try it, whether she does it good or bad, that's a different story.
Right.
But, yeah.
So what do you like at driving tractors?
I'm actually alright, I haven't crashed yet.
Have you not?
No.
It's hard to crash on a tractor though if you're in a field, is it?
Well, it depends on how small the field now, Martin.
No, that's true,
Yeah.
Talk to me about Mum and Dad, the family farm, Siobhan and Eugene.
Yes, Daddy is, farming mad. Tractors, farming, everything. And poor Mommy has been roped into it. Whether she liked it or not, she didn't get a choice. So she didn't. Poor Mommy actually had to give up her full-time job to go keep Daddy company in the yard. It wasn't even an option.
Really?
Yes.
I like your mum now, in fairness, for doing that. She must love your dad.
Oh, it's debatable sometimes.
This is very interesting. And inside
Most
your
of the
family.
time now, she does love him, but there is just 1 out of 10.
1 or 2?
Yeah.
And in terms of, doing something entirely different, like participating in the Rose of Tralee, was it difficult to persuade you? Was it easy? How did that come about?
Oh no, it was not difficult at all. Since the time I was about 6 or 7, we watched it on TV, and then we got the opportunity then to go down to Tralee, and we've been going ever since. Every year down to Tralee, middle of August. Yeah. I always wanted to be a rosebud. I never got the opportunity, so I said, now's my chance. That COVID is starting to die down. I said, here we go. I'm going to try it.
So here you are.
Here I am.
I hear you're a camogie player as well.
I was.
Right.
But I gave it up because of college. So I did. I'm hoping to go back.
Who'd you play with?
I played at Mulligar Rule of Oak, but now I'm an out at the ballot player now. Yes, and supporter.
All right, okay.
Poor Mulligar Rule of Oak lost their team. So they did, because there was a lack of women. So there was. So then I kind of converted to out at the ballot, which is the rivalry team.
Right.
But that's only a minor situation
Right.
at the moment.
That's an interesting transfer, I have to say.
Oh, I know.
Your sister, is it Cleona?
Yes, Cleona.
Cleona and yourself do a lot of volunteering, have done in the past growing up?
Yes, we love it. Anything we can do, it's just amazing. We volunteered in the bingo, so we'd hand out bingo cards and we go around calling numbers all day. But it was just for the chats with people, mainly. And then we volunteer every Friday night at Ferroya with the young children, and that is just amazing. So it is, getting to talk to them and getting to see what they're up to and everything.
So, over the next couple of years, what do you want to do? What's on the agenda?
Now, that is a tough one, because I want to stay in Ireland for a couple of years and then I want to go travelling.
Right.
But I have my master's in mind, I want to do that as well, but I also want to do a certificate in agriculture. So I do.
Fair play to you.
Drive home the farm a bit.
So, what does a certificate involve? Explain that to me.
Oh, well,
What would
now,
it
after
give you?
watching Cleona go through it, it seems like a lot of assignments and a lot to do with farming and being on the farm. So I allowed, because Daddy makes me do it anyway, I might as well give it a go. It can't be any harder than he makes me work, so.
So you're going to go for the certificate?
Going to go try for it anyway.
So, Rebecca, are you going to sing, dance, recite a poem? What are you going to do
Well,
for us?
now, Marty, I heard you have great jiving skills. So I'm going to put you to the test. So I want to see exactly what you can do on stage.
I am the jiving king, baby.
See, I know, that's why I said I want to put you to the test.
I don't like to boast, but I can move these hips like nobody
Well, let's
else.
see it then.
And I've said it before, I should have won Dancing with the Stars. I was Blagarda. So, what are we going to do?
We're going to jive to Stop the World. And let's hope the song doesn't come through.
Stop the world and let me off. I'm tired of going round and round. I play the game I've never lost. They stop
shattered, don't you see that you no longer care for me? I miss the wonder of your kiss. How could you leave me here like this? Hey, stop the world and let me off.
Do you want to stop the world or are you alright?
I want to stop the music so I can draw oxygen.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, Rebecca Leary. Ladies and gentlemen, can you believe we're coming to our final rose of the evening? Will you welcome, please, the one and only Hayley Crosby. Hello, Hayley.
Stop falling off me, and
I need oxygen. I'm not as fit as I used to be, Hayley. Tell me about Hayley Crosby. Crosby is a name that I would associate with. Is it truck hire, car hire, something like that?
Yes, my father was Nick Crosby, and himself and his brother combined to open Crosby Transcar, which is a truck haulage company.
I knew I'd seen the name somewhere along the line. So talk to me about Hayley. What have you been doing? What do you do?
So I am a singer. I just graduated from college in September. I studied English and psychology in Maynooth, which was spectacular. If I could recommend any college to anyone, it would be Maynooth. It's such a kind of small community. It's not as big as other colleges that you can kind of immerse yourself with everyone. But I sing, like I said, is my main thing. I do loads of gigs and open mics and any chance to get up and perform on a stage, because singing for me personally is like therapy. So to be able to get it all out there and kind of share that with other people and get them involved as well is really nice.
Okay, well, we're looking forward to you singing in a moment. You're half a twin.
Yes, I am. My twin bro, where are you? That's
Hello!
That's
Harrison. How are you, Harrison? Good man, delighted to meet you. Right, we won't mention the Kilkenny hurling team ever again.
Yeah, so
up Wexford, Harrison. It's very simple.
So I am, what am I, Mum? 3 minutes younger or something? I'm the baby of the two of us.
Oh, are you? Right,
which
okay.
is fantastic. But yes, he is my best friend and my biggest cheerleader.
I can see that, which is great.
Love him.
And your mum is heavily involved in Wexford Tennis Club, isn't she?
Yes, she is. She plays loads of tennis, so she does. Here we go with the so she does. Oh gosh, but she is an executive life coach, so she kind of helps you grow your business in a way that is beneficial to yourself as well, especially focused towards women, because it's so easy to be stuck at home and stuck with your kids and, oh, I have to do this and I have to do that. So Mum kind of tries to help you find a balance with all of that, and I just love talking about her because she's phenomenal. But yes, she loves tennis, back to that.
And you lost your dad, is it 4 years ago? And I'm sorry.
Yes, I lost my father just before I sat my leaving cert, which was a bit difficult, but if there was one thing I have to be proud of, it's the resilience that I'm able to look back and say that I showed to get through that in one piece and do well, may I add. So, yes.
And I want to go back to your mom, because I know that she's a very special lady to you, but I mean, she sold her own business and she now coaches a lot of people, doesn't she?
She does. She does a lot of Zoom coaching. One thing social media is great for is connectedness, so she's able to do her Zoom calls, her in-person meetings and stuff like that, so she's just phenomenal. You know, Harrison and myself there, Dad not really in the picture, she's done a phenomenal job, so thank you.
So, a couple of years' time, 5 years, 6 years, would you like to run the business, or what's your ambition?
I want my name in lights. Broadway, Wembley, O2 Arena, Small pubs, big pubs, huge arenas.
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. I have to be a singer. I was put on the planet, I feel, to be a singer.
Okay.
So that's my 5-year plan. This is all I have. So
it sounds good to me, and it all begins kind of tonight in Gorey.
Tonight, live in the Ashdown.
We are on the same page. Okay, what are you going to sing for us?
I'm going to be singing Zombie by the Cranberries.
You can't tell me about you. Yes, I just rang a bell there. The president of Wexford, Rose of Tralee, told me glowingly about you. So, don't mess it up.
Oh God, thank you so much.
And ladies and gentlemen, you're brilliant. Ladies and gentlemen, will you please give a big round of applause to Hayley Crosby.
Another head hangs slowly, child is slowly taken. The violence causes silence, we must be mistaken. But you see, it's not me, it's not my family in your head. They are dying with their tails and their bones and their bones and their guns in your head. They are crying in your head, in your head. Zombie, zombie, zombie. Hey, what's in your head? In your head, zombie, 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 Another mother's breaking heart is taking over. When the violence causes silence, we must be mistaken. It's the same old theme since 1916 in your head. They're still fighting with their tanks and their bombs and their bombs and their guns in your head. They are dying in your head, in your head. Zombie, zombie, zombie. Hey, hey, what's in your head? In your head. Zombie, zombie, zombie. Hey,
Only fantastic. Big round of applause to Hayley Crosby. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I'm delighted you have led all the roses tonight, all 15. So I think we should give them a big boulevas because I think they've all been outstanding. Thank you. And it wasn't that bad to come up to me, sure it wasn't. We did all grand. Right, I want to introduce the Wexford Rose of Tralee. She is fantastic. And I'm going to put a bit of pressure on her to sing a song as well. Will you welcome, please, our Wexford Rose, Emma Burke.
been enjoyable, hasn't it?
Yeah, well, it has. I felt it went very fast. Thank you. I just wanted to recover there. Because we are well behind time, but thank you, Emma.
It's okay,
It's okay, but it was a great night. Thank you, Emma.
It's fabulous. You did a great job. I
Thank
think
you.
everyone would agree with me. Big bull of us from
I don't know.
Thank
Thank you, but I wasn't looking for that, you know. Anyway, talk to me about being the Wexford Rose of Tralee for the last 3 years.
I know, well, it's been probably, I think we've lived enough now. It's time for me to hand it over. So 3 years it's been a long time, but they flew by, and I have to say it has to be the best thing I've ever decided to do. It was something that I had to be pushed a little bit to enter. But it has to be the most grateful experience I've had. The friends I've made, I know it's a bit cliche, but honest to God, the friends I've made. Like the girls are here tonight, we have Sinead, we have Molly, we have Nick, we have Meg, we have Marie, and we have Clodagh, and they are like a little bunch of girls that I've put little hand-picked little women, like I love them to bits. And there's more girls as well involved, but the friends and like the different connections. Probably if I was to pick my most memorable moment, it would be the night we all stayed in Chernobyl in the one room, because it was like living in boarding school one night. So and that's where we all really bonded, the few of us. So it was great.
And we should indeed welcome all the Roses, because you mentioned all your pals. Because I was going to do it later. They're from Washington, I think they're Mayo, Meath, Longford, I think is it?
Yeah. And Kilkenny.
Kilkenny. Give them a big round of applause. We're delighted to have you here. Is there anything else you'd like to say before you...
Well, I wrote a poem, and this is a bit random because I know it's very illegal because poems are banned in the Rose of Tralee. But I wrote it...
After 3 years you're entitled to do whatever you want.
Before I start, I want to say a couple of thank yous. Thank you to our wonderful judges for spending the whole day here in Gorey. You've done a great job, and thank you for doing a fabulous job. Thank you to Una and Anthony. It's been unbelievable being involved in the Rose of Tralee. Thank you so much. Thanks, I suppose, to Mum and Dad, Ted and Patrice, and my little sister and my little brother, Eamon and Maeve. I feel a bit bad because this is my sister's dream, so I'm kind of... She's always wanted to be the Wexford Rose, so maybe in a couple of years, maybe. And I'm also grateful to Peter and to all the Wexford Rose Centre. It's been an amazing opportunity to be your Wexford Rose, and I hope I did you proud. I don't know, but being the ambassador for this beautiful county we have is something that I will hold and cherish the rest of my life. And I know this is only a couple of words, but I put together a poem, and this is kind of the best way I could word how my trip went, so if you wouldn't mind taking a little listen. So it's more like a lyric, okay? So, from an experience that was spurred one day in Pat's, when all I'm sure Dennis could describe me as was a vision of a bag of cats. However, there was a thought spurred, you see, as I contemplated entering the Rose of Tralee. The next day I took off on a bus to Gweedore, humming and hawing on whether to fill out that application just a little bit more. I sat in a bunk with 12 girls egging me on, and before I knew it, the application was gone. For Pete had put my name in a hat, you see, and a big realisation had came over me. I had to actually talk in front of a judge or two, and I couldn't call in saying I had the flu. As I drove my trusty Susan, which is my car, side note, up to Gorey that day, I hadn't even thought about what I'd have to say, for I had dropped my lipstick on my dress and my curls had turned out an absolute mess. I was speeding on two wheels, typical me, and I was absolutely bursting for a nervous wee. I arrived by the skin of my teeth, and of course had forgotten to paint my feet. In a peep-toe pair of sandals I waddled on in, and sat before the three people who were to pick one of us ladies for the win. Well, the individual flew, followed by the group and a bit of banter on stage with Ollie too. Then of what I can only describe as a flash, I was wearing a once-in-a-lifetime piece of clothing, the Wexford Rose sash. It took a few days before such an honour sunk in, but then the real work started, which I can only be described as being put on a 90-degree, ready to wear spin. From South East radio interviews to launches in Kildare and the ladies in the glam squad looking after my hair, to the gang at Liz Collins and Josie May, which can only be described as miracle workers for making me feel and look like a princess on the outside. To meeting the bunch of girls so perfectly picked, and it's fair to say we all just clicked.
A gang of ladies I can only describe as my very own little handpick tribe. No matter what obstacle was thrown, we had each other, from the stresser to the messer and even the mother. Tralee was a bubble we floated in for a while, demonstrating what I can only describe as top-notch style. Don't worry, I'm nearly there. From the hats and the dresses and the rooms in absolute messes. Well, we ventured on floats and some of us on boats, while some of us went for a swim as we craved that dreaded sleep in. At 6 o'clock in the morning, no doubt, so Dominic could shoot us whilst the sun was out. I suppose I better mention the escorts as well, a bunch who first made me nervous as hell. But a gang of fellas who I can only say were a godsend to us all at the end of the day. A bunch of lads who had a goodie bag to cure any flu, and a shocking repetitive joke about 10-2. But all in all, when it was said and done, they're gentlemen and friends that really know how to have fun. There was ups and there was downs, but none of us ever wore a frown, as we were all bursting with pride, which took place both inside and on the outside. The fireworks which took place in that amazing Tralee town open space were emotion to much many and a smile to much more, as we danced with our rosebuds all over that tarmac floor. Not a care in the world or a worry in sight, and not one of us wondered about bedtime that night. For it's an experience like a dream, and no matter how cringy it may seem, it will hold a special place forever in me, that spur-of-the-moment thing I did, the Rose of Tralee.
Well done. Will you sing one verse of the song at least before you go? Because since I arrived in Wexford this afternoon, all I heard was, Emma, you've got to get Emma to sing.
Okay. This song I sang actually on the telly in the Rose of Tralee, so I'll give Fix You a go. See what goes on.
When you get what you want, but not what you need.
That was special.
And thank you to all the amazing girls here tonight as well. Sorry, I didn't get to say thank you to before, but thank you.
Amen. This is, I wasn't going to reveal it, but I'm now going to Sinead's wedding.
Okay.
Just to hear you sing. Okay? Sinead, can I go, Sinead?
Yeah, go.
Yeah, see, there's the official invite.
It's not just me, actually it's myself and the Longford Rose, we sing together. So.
Oh, do you really?
Yeah.
I will definitely go to the wedding now.
Yeah.
Anyway, that was just, I don't know what it is in the air, or whatever you're breathing in Wexford. Oh my God, you're brilliant singers. You really genuinely are. The Wexford Rose of Tralee for the last 3 years, the legendary Emma Bird. When is the wedding? 17th of June. I am available. Because you know what? Actually, that reminds me, that's funny you mentioned that, because on the 16th of June, I am back at Wexford for the Wexford Opera House, because we're going for the very first time having a Marty party. So I hope you're all going to come. Tickets on sale at Wexford Opera House. I always wanted to say that. But please come along, Wexford Opera House 16. And the following day, we all go to Sinead's wedding. All 900 of us. Anyway, we look forward to that. Thank you. Now, ladies and gentlemen, the tension is almost unbearable. You can feel it in the air. And I'm so glad I'm not a Rose, because I'd be nervous. Anyway, joking aside, we'd ask the 3 judges, thank you. All of you can depart the room momentarily to consider your thoughts. And we'll get back. Oh, well done. It is Mission Impossible. Now, this is the part I want. I want everybody to put up their, those who have 3 banners, or our banners I should say. I want you to put them up really high as you can, because, come on, where are the banners? As high as you can, come on. Let me have a look at them on the lights. Let me see where they are. Okay, let me see the banner. You see, oh my God. Okay, now I'm getting to see them. Could I have good luck, Haley? Amy Howard. And let me see where, over there, Ashdown Park Hotel, Rose, Amy Howard. I've already got Amy Howard, I can't do 2 of them. Let me go over to the students at Boulevard. Okay, do this right. I have good luck, Haley, up on the stage here. Come on. Amy Howard, purple and gold, up here. Yes. I want to see the Boulevard. Come on, Boulevard, come over here. Come on, the banners. Come on, up here with me. We have 3 finalists for the banner competition, wearing girls and boys. All the way from Boulevard. Come on, up you go. They made this themselves. Yeah. Here we go. These are our 3 finalists for the banner. We have Kaylee Whelans, Lever Mark, and Amy Howard for the purple and gold. Good luck, Kaylee. Rebecca, our number 1. You're all part with the students and the staff, correct? Are you with the student? Are you with the school? No. Right. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, it's up to me to make the decision, and I am going with good luck, Haley. Prize. Thank you all very, very much indeed. Good luck, Haley is the winner of the banner competition. Thank you. Here we go. the following, because the judgment has been made by roving secret judges. The best dressed lady, the winner is Andrea Wheeler. There. Oh, we're going international here for that. Well done, Andrea. Lovely to meet you. Well done. Now we have best dressed man. This is going to be interesting. Ladies and gentlemen, the winner is Mark. No, it's not you, Anthony. Sorry for that. The cough was very good timing, but no, you haven't won it. Ladies and gentlemen, the best dressed man is Mark Kavanagh.
Too sexy for my love, too sexy for my love, love's going to leave.
Best dressed man, Mark Kavanagh. Where are you from, Mark? Enniscorthy.
Enniscorthy, Marty, yeah.
How tall are you, Mark?
Pretty tall, Marty.
You are. You're a lot taller than me, anyway, that's for sure. That wouldn't be hard for you. I like the gear. I like the very nice finish.
Actually, I'm wearing it wrong. No, my father owns a suit shop, so I went in and robbed one of him before I came, so it'll be going back on the shelf. He doesn't know what happened, so we're here. Look, thanks very much, Marty. I have a present for you. When you're in Wexford, we have some Wexford strawberry vodka from Marty Morrissey, everybody.
Oh, very nice.
Fantastic poster, Stephen.
Thank you, Mark. Lovely meeting you. Well done. Congrats.
See you for Marty.
Hey. Now, I have to welcome the Roses back on stage. So let me do that. Isn't that what the next thing I'm going to do? Yes. That was, by the way, sponsored by the Wine Buff, those lovely prizes. So, to welcome back on the stage, we're going to bring the Roses. So I want a big round of applause for every one of them. Welcome, please, Sophia Connolly. Welcome back, Sophia. Next rose is Kaylee Whelan. Sarah Aspel. Ingrid Butler. Orla Cullen. Ulrika Dunn. Amy Howard. Shani English Adams. Amy Quigley. Isabel Whitmore. Saoirse McCarthy, Joy Quigley, Maria Lambert, Rebecca O'Leary, and last but not least, Haley Crosby. Ladies and gentlemen, please give a massive Wexford glory round of applause for our beautiful Roses. Standing ovation, come on. We're brave enough to do it. Thank you. Now, Peter Cooney, the Wexford coordinator. I need him now on the stage. Wexford, Peter, I should say. Here we go.
Carl, remember I have to do the thank you still. But ladies and gentlemen, I suppose first of all, thank you very much for coming here and supporting these fantastic Roses. Without you being here, what sort of a show would it be? But I suppose I'm going to try and get through our thank yous as quick as possible. I know it's getting close to midnight madness, and I'm going to be a lot shorter than Anthony is anyway, so we'll go there. But to our Rosebuds, you didn't let me down before the show. We won the sing-off again. So again, to our Rosebuds, to our Rose Escorts that were there as well. I think a massive round of applause for them. Ollie is walking off stage, but our musical director, again, as always, thank you very much. Carl, what can I say about you that would do you any favours? I'm not really sure. Correct. But Carl, thank you very much for all you do with our sound, lighting. You make the stage look fantastic, again, as professional as ever. Thank you. To a young gentleman I met last week, Keenan Fitzpatrick, has started a TY Mini company. Live streaming, drones, all that sort of stuff. Started it in TY. I had a chat to him about a school bank and applying to be in a school bank, and we started talking in the interview and we could have been there for hours. But Keenan came tonight and I set up a business that is thriving from a mini company in TY. So Keenan, thank you for your support. I have a feeling Mr. Tralee, our Director of Operations, will be on for you to do more. Next gentleman, Marty, you talked about the Opera House and you're going to be the first Marty party. You're lying to everyone there because you know we're going to have one tonight. You know we're going to go downstairs and have a Marty party. But, ladies and gents, Marty Morrissey. To our local county sponsors, and they've been on the ground today, and I know Liz Collins, they aren't here tonight, but they've been a fantastic support to all our roses over the last number of years. To Joyce and your team in Glamourize, again, your support, fantastic. To Joanne O'Brien, fantastic coming on board as our makeup for the year. Thank you very much for your support, and I know there was support there from the Lauren Malone Academy today as well. I thought I'd get a reaction from that. To Josie May Milner coming in, to Julie, if I didn't mention her I would get slapped, trust me. To the Fitness HQ who are giving us a 3 month training program. To our local sponsors who supported the girls, and I'm going to quickly run through them. Colour Her Way, John Summers Construction, Super Value and Ross Lair, the Lauren Malone Academy again, Kevin Doyle Building Contractors Limited, New Look, the Ashdown Park Hotel, Face the Fear, Boland's in Wexford, Slaney Health and Beauty, Hanrahan's Shoe Shop, Predator Fitness, I'm going to pronounce this wrong, Signacare Nursing Home, Tommy Williamson Landscaping Supplies, and then last but not least, Wexbury Spirits. And I apologise to Mark, I spelled the sash wrong the first time. I went Wexbury instead of Wexbury. My apologies, my friend. But again, thank you very much to Paul and the team in the Ashdown Park Hotel, our home for the Wexford Rose for 2022. Thank you for all your support. I know some of the team are here and some of the staff are here, but Paul has been fantastic with looking after us and bringing us on board, and I think Anthony is going to have some news about that relationship later as well. But to Paul, the team, thank you very much. To the team on the ground with me, I suppose, to Julie and Trish, you look after the roses and advise them on all the things, lady, that I come in and I just be the bad cop and go from there. But thank you very much for all your support. To the team on the ground, to Mick and Dee for looking after the door, to Lynn for picking our best dressed lady and best dressed man, I know I wouldn't have done it. To Rachel, and I suppose the girls will emphasise this, that Rachel has looked after interviews, has looked after managing hair and makeup all day. So to Rachel, a big massive round of applause, please. Thank you. I stupidly left out my notes for 2 seconds with my cousin, and in it he goes, don't forget Danny at the door, still unbelievably single girls, is what he put on my notes. So he's the surfer dude that thinks he's smart for the night or whatever down there. You'll see him, he's the mop of hair, you won't miss him. To the judges, to Orla, Malcolm and Karen, thank you for coming on, to taking a day off work or giving up your time. It's fantastic, the support you give has been unbelievable. I'm happy I'm standing here and not sitting there. And by the looks of it, you're back, so you've made a decision, so thank you very much for all your support and continued support again. To Anthony and Una, having you here again is fantastic, and the support of keeping this festival what it is and growing it ever, growing that, I think it's that diaspora word you use a lot. Yeah, that's the one I go for. To our escorts, to Kieran and Shane, the men in black, keeping things under control, doing a lot more than I would have ever had to do, I think. Makeup, pistol squats, press-ups, forgetting Rosa coming down off stage. We won't go there, guys. But again, thank you very much. Fantastic to have you here. Next gentleman, I've had to deal with him for 15 years, and I don't know which of us is worse for putting up with each other, but Mr. Steve Connolly. Without you, I wouldn't be here. We had a conversation 15 years ago in one of the other hotels here, and helping out in the Rose of Tralee soon turned into running selections, being your gopher, and all the above, and anything else. So again, Steve, for your continued support, for being a friend. Thank you very much for everything. Who else have I to talk about? Oh, a lady here, Miss Flanagan, Dr. Flanagan, and my apologies. But Sinead, to have the experience you've had, being the Rose of Tralee for 3 years, being a doctor in the pandemic, not many people would do it. And it just goes to the calibre of person that you are, and the support that you give it. And you said earlier on, you were there to enjoy it, and you did, and you were the most shocked person when it happened. And that's what it's all about. That's what it's there for. Enjoy it, and if it's you, it's you. So again, I know 3 or 4 weeks we're getting married, all right? You're going on a new life in Boston yourself, and I had to check with Steve. David said I was going to go Brian, and I said I better not go there. Who's Brian? But again, you have done so much, and you're going to do so much. And I have a little gift here, and I know we're going to give you a bottle of champagne. I heard you like champagne, so again we're going to go there. But if I grab that other thing in your hand, all right? And this is controversial. I know as a Limerick lady, and I told Emma I was going to make her cry, so maybe I'll make you cry as well. But you're going to Boston, and the best thing about the road from a friend is the best thing you can get. So sometime in Boston, when you need that hug, there's the Wexford jersey, because from Emma I think is one of the best ones that you've got there. So thank you very much for everything. And I want to see a picture of you in this. I know you wore green tonight, purple and gold is there. Emma. Yeah, she spoke about a spur of the moment. I had to kick her backside the week to get her application in. She still hadn't got it in the week of the Wexford selection. True? True, all right. But you've been fantastic. Again, similar qualities there. You went in, you enjoyed it. And to say where we were as a trainee teacher, first year in college, 3 years ago now, fully qualified, going on and have had the experience of a lifetime and a whole life ahead of you, and fantastic new friends, amazing. And that goes to show with the roses that you have here with you, and the family that you have, and the escorts and stuff like that. Your family here supporting you. You've been an amazing ambassador, all right, a fantastic ambassador. I was thinking, what do I get you? And I think what I got you, it was 3 years ago. So it was the friendship that you got here. So thank you very much for everything. You are part of our Rose of Tralee family, and especially the Wexford Rose of Tralee family. And as I said with Mr. Cronley, and he says that you've signed a 6-year contract in blood, you can't get out of it. So again, thank you very much. And I think there's a little bottle of champagne there. I don't think that will last late, all right, tonight. And I'm going to take this down. This is the last people I'm going to talk about, and I'm going to come down here because I don't like talking to people with my back to them, all right? But ladies, you've been a fantastic group. You have been engaged the whole time. You've came in, as I said about Emma, about Sinead, about everything, you have came in and enjoyed it. And whichever one of you is picked, and it is there. We're going to find out very, very shortly, all right? Any one of you, if I look up in there, any one of you will be a fantastic ambassador. And that's just the calibre of people you are. You have done fantastic things, and all I can say is thank you for making it easy, all right? Enjoy. You've been fantastic up on stage. Thank you. All right, and well done. And that's me.
Thank you very much, Peter. God, he's tall. Anyway, it's a great privilege because I didn't know the boss man and his beautiful wife were coming tonight, which added to the pressure and the excitement. But we're delighted that here in Gorey tonight we have the Chief Executive of the Rose of Tralee. Will you give a big slaney side welcome to Anthony O'Gara?
Thank you, Marty. I'm going to start the night, and it's a little bit unusual to start the night by just saying a few special words to Marty, because he's a person who's treasured around the country, and he's a person who's treasured not just for commentating on GA, but for the manner in which he engages with people. And he's a little bit, you know, his story is a small bit like aspects of the Rose of Tralee, in the sense that his parents went to New York and he was born there, and he came back to Tralee and he was over and back, and he's an only child. But we had the great privilege of having Marty down in Tralee on a very, very, very wet day when Kerry happened to be playing a game in the park in Tralee. And he, as you saw on stage tonight, he engaged personally with every single Rose. And I know that as families, and you know, whether it's your daughter or your sister or your friend or whoever, it's a very special moment for you when a Rose goes on stage, because we're celebrating women, and we're celebrating them for all the right reasons. And Marty, you've had a very tough year, and the day after you came to visit me in my own home, myself and Una, and it was very unexpected. It was one of those things we never imagined would happen in our lives, and there was something hastily put together for him. I think it was the previous day's dinner, what was left of it, and it was late at night. Oh, thank you. But the following day you had a very, very tragic day when you were going to see your mom. And just from the bottom of my heart, I want to say to you, that it's just been a privilege to watch you on stage tonight, and to just see the manner in which you have continued to do what you do so well. From the bottom of the hearts, I think, of everybody here, we want to thank you for the great work you've done, and wish you the very, very best. You've had a tough year, and we all love you. The Rose of Tralee is about celebrating Irish people, and we celebrate our Irish family in the bigger sense. We're very proud to be Irish on this island. I think on this island now we're approaching 7 million people again. The population has grown, thankfully, year by year over the last 20 or 30 years particularly, and it's becoming a more diverse country. We have more people that, you know, we can relate to on a day-to-day basis. Our schools are much different to the schools that I would have gone to many, many years ago. But celebrating Irishness is very important, because, you know, if we don't celebrate ourselves, I think we'd be remiss. And that's what the Rose of Tralee has been doing for the past 63 or 4 years. And Irish people, generally speaking, are not living in Ireland. The vast majority of them, as they feel, live abroad, all over the world, scattered all over the globe. And as I said to somebody, or as I said at one of the recent events I was at, even you can't go any further, I think, than New Zealand. We have 7 centres down there, each of whom get together every year to celebrate something about Ireland. So what Irish people have achieved around the world, and what we have continued to achieve at home, is something that we should be very, very proud of. And women are the centre of our communities and the centre of our families, and they're the glue that keep us all together. And we celebrate Irishness and everything we're proud of through great women, and through great ordinary women. And I say ordinary in the in the most sacred sense, because we're all ordinary people. We're not sort of here to affect anything else. And to celebrate great people that you're proud of and that your community are proud of has made you part of the Rose of Tralee family tonight. So welcome to the Rose of Tralee family, to the friendship that it brings, the warmth that it brings, and thank you for somehow managing to put 15 young women on stage, any of whom will do you proud in Tralee. And I'm not saying that in a blasé way. From the very first lady that stood up on the stage tonight to the very last, I'm very, very proud to be here and to see the extraordinary women that are coming together in friendship to decide who will be their ambassador in Tralee. So thank you to each and every family, and thank you particularly to every single Rose on stage here tonight. We have a very, very big event coming up in Wexford in August, and it's the first, when our roses come to Ireland before they get to Tralee, a full week before they get to Tralee, the first experience that they're going to have of Ireland is here in Wexford, and is here in the Ashdown Park Hotel. And I want to thank everybody in Wexford who are working so hard to make sure that the welcome we give them is fitting for international and national roses that will be here to proudly represent their countries, their communities and their families. I want to say thank you to Peter, a very proud Wexford man, Peter Cooney, who has been a loyal servant of this festival for so long now, and to Steve and to everybody involved in the Rose side for helping to make sure that the international event will be celebrated first after a 2-year hiatus in Wexford. We look forward to having 2 wonderful days with you here in Wexford in August, and I hope that as many of you as possible can sort of take the spirit of that and come down to Tralee to support whoever it is that's going down there as your ambassador, because we do have I know that you see it on TV, that's probably the view that most people get, but the friendship and the wonder that those ladies will bring to Tralee and their families will bring to Tralee is worth seeing. So I hope that you come down and enjoy a great family event down there. I want to thank all of the Roses here, who are here tonight. We have a lady from Washington. It's a long way to come, and it just shows you the depth of the friendship, and people from Mayo and Meath and Longford and Kilkenny who are all here in friendship with the Roses. So thank you for helping to make this a special night. To Karen, or Kerry Rose, of only a few years ago I think, Karen, to Senator Malcolm Byrne, and to Orla Tope and Rose of Tralee. It's very important, obviously, that we have great people making this decision. In a sense, it's an easy decision because you can't go wrong, but whoever you have chosen, we will support warmly in Tralee. To the Rosebuds and to the escorts for being good fun, thank you. Emma Byrne, you're obviously a special lady, otherwise you wouldn't have been chosen as Wexford Rose, but you have reached beyond that, and you came back tonight and you brought the spark that you had the very first day as a Rose to the proceedings, and the manner in which you came up here on stage and sang and showed, I suppose, the whole audience here what it means to be a Rose was just wonderful to see. So the very, very best of luck to you, and we look forward to seeing you back in Tralee again. Sinead Flanagan, thank you for bearing with us, like Emma, over the past 3 years. I'm very honoured myself, and Una will be at your wedding in a few weeks. Marty is not going, am I sure?
Oh yes, I
am. Maybe he is. Anyway, thank you for being here tonight. It's a great honour to have the Rose of Tralee with us. To Ollie and to Cathal and to everybody on Peter's team, thank you for making this the wonderful night that it is. So without further ado, the very best of luck to all of the ladies here on stage, and to the winner, we look forward to seeing you in Tralee. Thank you very much.
Well, first of all, I want to thank you, Anthony, for your lovely words and kind words. It was, I suppose, brought back memories that the night before my mum had her accident, I was in your house, and a warm welcome. So thank you for mentioning it. I'd forgotten myself, so very nice of you to say so. This to me is a great honour to be part of the Rose of Tralee in some way. But it's made easier by the fact of Anthony's support and Una's support as friendship, and I do appreciate it. I want to thank you for your support. And to Steve Conley, who was, for some reason, sees something in me doing this, so I want to thank you, Steve, wherever you are, and Peter as well, for your support and friendship. You know, when you arrive into a room and you meet 15 beautiful women for the first time, there has to be an element of trust in some shape or form for them to trust you and you to trust them, etc. And we developed that tonight immediately. And I want to say thank you, because it's not easy to go in to a strange guy and just give of your life and sing. And I just want to say thank you. I'm like Peter now, I should be doing this with my back. But I just want to say the roses tonight, I think, are very, very special. And I just wanted you to give them another round of applause. Because, thank you for welcoming in very much. Tonight at the Wexford House as part of the Barty Party. So Emma, I hope you'll accept the invitation and join us on stage that night. Is that a yes? Well done, Emma, thank you. Right, I want to thank our judges for your diligence and your professional approach, and obviously you've taken this very seriously. So I want to wish all the girls the best of luck. I know it sounds a cliche, you're all winners, but to get up on the stage and do this, you have to have a bit of crack about you, so thank you again. Right, who's going to Tralee? With me. Ladies and gentlemen, 2022 Rose of Tralee, Wexford is Joy Quigley. Now, Joy, not easy to do an interview beforehand, but to do an interview afterwards is even more difficult. Congratulations, this is a fantastic night for you. Can you put into words what you just feel? I know that's not easy.
I didn't rehearse the thank you, or I don't know, I just didn't think I'd be here. So massive thank you to the judges for seeing something in me. I promise I'll do you proud. Thank you to Anthony and Una as well, and all at the Wexford Committee. Pete, Julie, Emma. Pete definitely kept us all grounded during the week, which was lovely. Thank you to the beautiful ladies behind me. I promise I'll do you all proud as well. To my friends and my family. In March, they followed me to the UK for a bodybuilding competition, and now they follow me here. I have the greatest support system in the world, and I love you all, and I'm so grateful for you.
There is small print here written on the winning announcement, and that is that since I was part of your bodybuilding program, I have to travel with you to the Rose of Tralee, because there's another fella there, Di, he doesn't have the body of mine, you know. So I'm going.
If you bring me as your +1 to Sinead's wedding, you can come to the Rose.
Hey, you all heard it. Joy, would you like me, could you honour me by coming with me to Sinead's wedding?
Sorry, Michael.
Oh yeah, you still here, Michael, yeah. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, before we celebrate in the Coach Bar and have a Marty party, I want to thank just one last person. That's Kevin Doyle. in the Making Music shop in Gorey, because as you saw, my great friend Ollie Hennessy had a small problem with the keyboard, and within 10 minutes Kevin Doyle had arrived with a replacement keyboard, and we want to thank him for doing that so quickly. So you might give a big round of applause for Kevin. So ladies and gentlemen, we're all heading to Tralee in August. We're looking forward to supporting Joy, and
sorry, I'm used to being there.
and we're all going to go. So I want 3 cheers for Joy quickly. For the Rose of Tralee Wexford. Hip hip! Yeah, not good enough. I want louder. I want to hear all over the world. 3 cheers for Joy quickly for Wexford. Hip hip! Hip hip! Hip hip! Congratulations, Joy. Wexford Rose of Tralee. Good night. Thank you very much.
She was lovely.